Hello and welcome back to the Psystorm Esports Network. I'm your host Chickaman, here to bring you your weekly esports results and highlights from all the major tournaments going on this past week, which has been absolutely stacked with events. This is shaping up to be our biggest episode yet, so let's get right into it with League of Legends, where there were 10 tournaments to cover this week. Pretty much all of them are in the group stage, so we're going to go ahead and start with the LCK, where the group stage is in fact in full swing.
Very proactive play here, trying to use two global ultimates to get on top of a set. Where have we seen this before? Not the cleanest fight though from the Sandbox. They're still able to take them down. And a massive engage comes in from Croco. This guy is so massive in this game. As Toby is doing some nice damage, but it does not seem to matter as a huge haymaker does come in from Fate. And that is going to be the ace at the end of it. And it's a clean one from Liv Sandbox. As this game has been, they're looking to end it here in 26 minutes.
Gen G Esports is currently sitting on top of the leaderboards there with a 4-0 score. The LCK Challengers is also working through the group stage, and the Gen G Challengers are also on top of those leaderboards. Meanwhile, the LCS Summer is 3 weeks in. TSM still in first place with 6 weeks left to play.
Killed if he's not careful, but Solo's able to find the flash. Chime's gonna die. Neo trying to stay alive, but he's already killed off. Dardoch doing the same. Golden Guardians looking for the rest of the damage, but now Iconic has found the ult, and Golden Guardians has found the team fight. Stixxay's jumping all over the place. It's Tristana's revenge. Have a mouth full of bullets. Stixxay takes the ace.
40-second death timer's on Dig's side, and that's going to be Golden Guardians looking for the win. That was huge.
And in the LCS Academy League, the 100 Thieves Academy team is in the top spot.
But they take it here as well, and now Armeo can't do anything. It's Dokla. He's trying to end the game. Armeo looking to maybe steal the dragon, but he is going to fall. They need to get back, though. That's the big issue, is Rosedawn is going to take him up, but everyone's channeling bases back. Dokla, he's actually on the Nexus right now. Are you kidding me? Dokla could finish it up for his Miles. Just needs to kick him away, but he's got no ulti. Dokla, he's trying to finish it up with Dokla. Oh my god, he actually finished the game.
Oh, they did it. They actually did it. It worked.
My goodness.
In China, we have the LPL, where LNG Esports is holding first place at the moment.
As well, Dragon secured by LNG, but FPX already taken a huge chunk thanks to Ale, who's at full HP. Nuguri there as well, chains corruption to disengage, quickness into the backline, 4-man knockup from Wandi as well. LWX still alive, but FPX are being blown apart. Light can arcane shift in, and it looks oh so fine. Duumbi as well, blown to asunder, and Crisp has to watch the world burn.
Flamengo Esports is on top of the Campeonato Brasileiro. The Turkish Champions League has Galatasaray and NASR Esports tied for first at the moment. In the earliest group stage of the bunch, the Latin America League has Infinity Gaming in the top spot. Surprisingly, we do have a couple of tournaments that aren't in the group stage anymore. In fact, they both finished up this week. The LJL in Japan ended with Detonation Focus Me taking down V3 Esports in the finals 3-1. And finally, the European Masters saw Carmine Corps defeating BTXL in the grand finals.
He has no room to maneuver. He's solo before he even gets a chance to ult. They're going to burn him down before he can even push the R key, but Fiddlesticks in the middle of everyone, and it's simply too little, too late. Wonder turns into Fiddlesticks and says, who is scared now? Spectral Maw comes in. Hansama with a clean sidestep, but it is just not enough. The shockwave is there. G2 have found their fight. They will break the bottom lane. They will break the base of Rogue, and they will keep the head-to-head alive. 11-0 for G2 Esports over 3 years of League of Legends.
Just a little bit of League of Legends going on this week, and it won't be slowing down next week either, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can help keep you up with all of the action. Now on to Dota, where we only have one event, but it is a big one. The ESL one. Summer Tournament was a massive event where top teams from around the world competed for a piece of the $400,000 prize pool.
Roki is deleted. We'll buy back into the game though. And a nice attempt from GH to save the Leshrac, but Mind Control just gets decimated, and ILTW looks to be next though. The Egg forcing everybody back from Viking, so not able to finish him off. And GH, yeah, he's gonna go right into a static Remnant. And now he will drop. So 5 versus 3. Viking basically secure themselves this third Roche.
Double
almost on there. There's going to be the Eclipse. They've immediately blown up 9. He doesn't have buyback. There's the first life gone already. As they're going to set up, put quickly nukes through Skitter on the second. Yawar up onto the high ground. He is going to be hit with the Winter's Curse here into the Ice Blast, with the BKB keeping him at odds as his own illusions doing most of the damage. There's now the Ravage out from Lawless, number 1. Hit him with a second as well, as they will crumble. GG is called by Fata as Quincy Crew just storm into the base and take the series 2-1. They're going to have the rematch versus T1 in the second round of the upper brackets.
Several 4-steps, so now even farther from the fountain, they can just focus the racks though in all likelihood. VP trying to turn this around into their favor. And VP look like they're going to the grand finals, Jenkins. What a freaking performance. Although,
it's on
Wind Ranger has something to say about this. A-Blast not going to connect, but Carl doing so much damage to that BKB. This will be a dieback. Another Cold Embrace saving him. Burrow Strike's going to apply with the hook shot to follow. Only 2 alive for T1 versus the 3 of VP. Finger of Death doing a ton of damage in the meantime, but GPK pops the BKB, still going for Throne, finds it.
After an upper bracket finals went the way of Virtus Pro, T1 came back from the lower bracket for the big rematch in the grand finals.
Minimum 2 racks. Of course, the tier 2 still up top in that bottom lane.
Triple Chrono.
3 heroes. Save, takes a tumble, big impale, only connecting on 1, maybe not so big after all, but there's the save onto DM. He can go back to base, but now the pressure is onto the Wraith King. That is the first life to come, but 23 Savage wants to go for the support, doesn't get into the fountain though. Completely surrounding Wraith King. 3 dead. T1 look to be winning this in great fashion.
T1 would be able to come back from the upper bracket loss to take down Virtus Pro in the finals 3-2 to become the ESL1 champions. Meanwhile, the Heroes of the Storm Community Clash finished week 7 and solidified their group stage standings, with Simplicity taking first place.
If that mind control didn't hit, if Yrel survives a little bit longer, there was actually maybe a chance. But they just keep prioritizing the kills. They know the desperation and are abusing it. Simplicity, it looks like they've done it. Smightygus, the same position pretty much. Just a little bit further away though. Ultralisk has his level 20. I think he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. He has his cleanse. Oh, BitKit nearly goes down, but he gets saved by the double support there. Here's a no control. Massive damage. They need to split up. Tychus by himself, unaverted, trying to run away. A hawk spin through him. Fantastic job here, Brian Grant.
And I'm Amy. Welcome to Black 101 Hobby Store.
Hi Blockmates! Ako si Jenico and welcome sa aking third unboxing video. So ang i-open natin for this episode ay ang Wonder Woman 1984 1/6 scale artifact statue ng Kotobukiya. Ito siya. Bago yun, check mo natin dito. Kaunti pa lang, ganda na. Siya. Ito pa yung kamay. Hindi pa nakalagay yung kamay. para makita natin mabuti yung video. Grabe, kamukhang kamukha niya. Armor niya. Lasso pala. Tumasa sa likod. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button.
Alright. Thank you sa Block 101. So, if you like playing magic cards, collect items, mga products na super cool. Okay, for today, ba ang co-host natin yan? I mean, iba yung main caster natin today. Ako yung co-host. Share screen ako ha. Hold on. Ayan. Kita mo?
Yeah.
Okay. Sige, start tayo. First game.
Sino ang first?
Wala, nakipakita.
Sila.
Yes. Para natin para walang spoiler. Ganyan na lang. Sige, pakilala ka. Saipem.
Oh. Hello sa inyong lahat, no? I am Saipem. I am a master player po ng StarCraft 2. I'm also one of the members of the community of StarCraft 2.
Nice. Plug mo na yung yung page.
Actually, hindi na siya masyadong active. But I usually stream in Twitch now under the name Saipem. If you guys are interested, you can check it out.
Alright. Sige, game. Start tayo ng ating game 1. I think kilala mo itong mga to. So,
yeah. Ikaw na muna.
Sige, on the bottom right of Polka, blue, purple, or violet, Protoss, Justice. And
we have thus Alley of Justice. We have, how do you read that? Is it Airs? Airs.
Let's just
Terra
call him
player.
Airs. Yeah, Airs. Cranky Ducklings ba to?
Not sure. Baka cranky lang.
Cranky, okay. And their opponent. Kilala ng lahat to. Nice logo. Go.
Other opponent is from KSGT, Kingslayer Gaming Team, Tragedy.
Wizard player. And his teammate from Gen Z PH, Exodash. So, yeah, para alam ng lahat mo, randomized yung ating bracket. Walang, what do you call that? Walang seeding na nangyari. As in, literal na random.
Let's see.
Feel ko galit na sa akin si Tragedy. Hindi naman kasi natapat na naman sila sa rounds. Pero kasi, dude, malakas naman si Pat. Malakas naman si Exodus.
Exodus and Tragedy. Malakas silang dalawa kasi nakikita ko lagi sila nagpa-practice.
Yeah.
And what is that? It's a Cybercore.
No, it's 2 gates.
Cyber. There's no expand.
Mm-hmm.
On the side of Exodus and Tragedy, I think they are both expanding.
Mm-hmm.
They're going for some kind of macro. Justice now expanding, and a Stargate.
Oh right.
Stargate for Justice.
Yeah. What's your favorite like matchup for 2v2?
For 2v2, do you mean?
I mean, what's your favorite combination of plays?
I think Zerg and Zerg is really good.
Really?
Zerg.
No bias?
Yeah. No bias. Just think that they can go for they can both go for 12 pull, and then they can go 12 pull both at the same time, and then they can go macro at the same time. Because if they go macro and then they can go to Roche Ravager, both Roche Ravager, I think that's quite imba. Imagine that, like 140 Roaches, Roche and Ravager will show up on your base, and what do you do? And if the two Zergs are really good, like if the Zergs are really good, they can hit that timing at around 8 with a 2, maybe a 2-2 timing, +2/+2. That's really good.
Yeah, and
Okay, so we have here Dash is just scouting using his adepts. Very good scout. I think he saw the Stargate, making a Void Ray.
And let's see what's happening in the Terran base.
It's just for going for 1-1. There's an attack coming.
Oh, Bane
It's
Bus.
going on Bane Bus.
Oh,
okay. I don't know that's gonna be enough. I don't think this is gonna deal much damage. Oh no, the probes, the probes! Oh, that's good. Maybe just 3 or 4. This is an easy hold. Just... Oh, I think their Tragedy and Dash strategy is Tragedy keeps on pressuring, and then Dash will just macro up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's open.
It is.
There's no block.
Yep.
Fine.
And yeah, I think I've seen this before from Tragedy. This continuous link
pressure.
Yeah, link pressure. But again, it's a big map, I think.
Is there any way that we can see how many workers Tragedy has? Yeah, he's only at 26 workers, so this is quite... Yeah, I think that's it, their strategy. 27 workers only. And the push is coming.
Yep.
And this is quite bad for them. Did Dash open up with 2 Stargate? Yeah, he did.
I think so.
But there's Phoenixes. I'm not really sure if Phoenixes can fight Void Rays. I don't think so. This is good.
Good. 4 Void
It's good for
Rays.
the... Oh, okay, that's really nice for the side of Dash and Tragedy.
Ooh, but in.
He can scout now. He's going to scout. He's using port. And that is what? Can we see the production tab? Dash is massing Void Rays, and Tragedy is just going for Link Bane.
Yeah, against the Bio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bio and Phoenixes actually.
Oh, look at this one. It's around
good.
The Marines!
Oh no, nice kiting by Justice.
Yeah.
No, by Airs, sorry. That's not enough.
Check their
Can we
base.
see if Tragedy has a lair? Because there's no Baneling speed. Yeah, he has, but I think he forgot again the Baneling speed. It's actually bad for him. Oh no, there's a siege tank already. Can take this.
2 Cyclones. Oh no. Actually, another Bane Bust.
No, it's not gonna be enough, I think.
Yeah, not enough.
The Void Rays can't go in because there's Marines.
Yeah, but one Void Ray will go down. No! 2 target fire by Justice. Okay. At least Justice starting to get his third base now.
Oh no! Justice has already has third base, but Tragedy is going for Spire.
Yep.
But I don't think he has enough gas for that, to afford that. There's another Baneling bus. Is it gonna be enough? Oh no.
Enough to break
No.
the pylon.
Can he break that? He should get us around.
I don't.
No, it's not.
Good
I
fighting.
don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Dash lost mostly of his Void Rays. I don't think that's good. Void Rays are really expensive, provided that he's only in 2 base. They're both only in 2 base actually.
Yeah. Well, they're starting to get their third now.
But it's gonna take quite a long time to do that because, not to mention that Justice already has his third up, and he can start making proofs to that.
So
And
what's the
also,
plan?
they are both in 3 bases.
Yeah.
Airs and Justice.
For real. Yep.
But in the case of Tragedy, he only has the third base up. Just for larva protection, I think, because he's going for Link Bane. He doesn't have any drones on the third.
Third, no workers yet.
Yeah,
Even the natural
it's not properly saturated.
Okay, so what's the plan now? I think Airs added some Cyclones. I think he's expecting more Void Rays. Oh yeah, there are more Void Rays.
No, I don't think that Dash and Tragedy should move out now because they're in a very bad spot.
Yeah.
Also, Void Ray is Zealot. That's good composition because Marines are quite bad against Zealots, I think.
Or they made them pull back.
The problem is there's no Baneling speed.
Oh yeah, not yet done.
Is it on the way? There's 9 Void Rays. Oh no!
Yeah. Just
The
finished.
Void Rays are just melting.
Yeah. Good Marine.
There's no. Oh no, there's no. Is the Baneling speed done? Or
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not on the way?
It's
Done.
It just finished a few seconds ago.
I see. But I think Dash and Tragedy is behind. Way behind. Dash is not going for Templar Archives. He realized that he should be going for Storms or some Archons. I don't think that they can hold this anymore. Oh no, the Banes exploded on Cyclones. That's not good. Yeah, I think they are dead. Look at the supply of Airs.
Even the upgrades, it's for the Baron has +2, +1.
Even the Cyclone upgrade. I think that's a Cyclone upgrade, right? The missile logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is already GG. Very well played by Airs Justice. That's GG.
Hello.
Hey!
Hey, Last is here.
Lasty. Wait. Lasty, bawal ka muna dito.
Ay, seniors ba to? Oh, okay.
Bye-bye.
There we go. Kasi kasali si last week. Starting, yes, neutrals. Yep. Seniors, let's go, boys. Share, follow, like the stream. Thank you so much. I'm with Saipen. He's one of my mentors in StarCraft 2. So let's move on to the next game. Alright. Second match. Best of 3. 1 point to Justice. And Airs. Okay. What do you think about this map?
Can you share your screen?
Oh.
Nawala. Nawala kasi nilipat mo tayo.
Okay. There you go. Roscallion. This is one of my favorite maps as Terran. So, okay.
Well, I think you can easily go to macro in this map because there's a ramp. Okay, can I see the ramp on the second, on the natural?
This one?
Which, that ramp is too big.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
hard to block for that. To block that. But I think they should start walling on that ramp instead on the main ramp. But
Yeah,
they're
this one.
both going. Wow, they're really good in walling. Airs and Justice, they're walling at the same time. They have a good wall.
However, Dash is in. Check.
You should have blocked Dash.
Yeah.
Maybe just block it with a pylon. Maybe Dash will be the one that will go for the block. He can just leave a pylon on the wall so that he can see the first unit that will pop out.
Yeah, but no blocks for the side of
Oh, yeah.
Defense Exo Dash. Actually, I find it hard playing with Zerg because of the heat.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Dash and Dash on the side of Dash they need some wall because they are not up against a Zerg.
Oh yeah.
Right? So I think they just need to block or make a wall if they're against a Zerg. But I think Zerg is the real main reason why players are walling.
Let's just lower down the music. Okay, we're back, boys.
So we got Dash and Tragedy again macroing up. And on the other side we have who is expanding? Is that Airs? Yeah, Airs is expanding.
No expansion for Justice yet. He's rushing the Adepts instead of rushing the research on the gate.
There's a Chrono Boost on a Warp Gate.
Yep.
There's what is he making? He's making
Adepts.
Oh, those are Adepts. 2 Adepts with a Chrono Boost. Going to be a Twilight Council. It's really hard to read the strategies in 2v2.
Oh yeah.
You can't really tell what will they do. Unlike in 1v1.
Yeah. Oh, is it a 2-1-1? He went for 2 racks.
Yeah.
Top. Yep. Yes. Let's see.
Both reactor, there's no tech lab.
There's one.
Oh, I see. So this is just a light pressure. Okay, going for 2 drones. Wait, cancel the shield. 3, 4, and a 5. Now you can shade in the main.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, losing 1. We already got the value on those 2 adepts. Getting 5 drones. I think you can get maybe 6. Oh no, he missed micro.
Oh, plus the
Reaper.
Reaper. Okay. So we wait. He went for Stargate and another 2 Stargates now for Justice. I think it's like an inversion of the previous match. You will get to pick off the Overlord here. Strategy is just defending his base. Oh, the Reaper. Okay. Yeah, he's just defending his base. I think that's a good delay by Airs, right?
Yeah, and Ares is just keeping poking with his Reaper so that he can check on them. Well, Tragedy is bringing all his links just to deal with the Reaper. So a really great indication that they're not attacking because the links are still there.
Nice.
There's a spine coming.
Spine?
Oh, a spine on the main. Just because of that one Reaper.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You should just leave maybe 4 links. Okay, now Tragedy saw that it's coming. They're moving out the same time.
True. Lotus will pick up some Marines.
Very nice.
Oh my gosh, did you see that?
Oh, the Reaper! Just one hit!
Just one hit! Oh, the block,
Oh, there's a block. I think there's... He cannot go in, right? Yeah,
he can now. He can blink.
Can he? Wow.
He can blink, right? And then killing off.
But the links got melted. I think that's a bad trade for them.
Oh yeah.
Tragedies keep making links.
Okay, Void Rays now are coming for Justice. And more links and stalkers trying to... Oh, what's this? A proxy.
Oh, it's a proxy pilot, so for Dash to be able to warp in some stalkers maybe.
True. I just checked the Terran base.
Just go for... I think Dash is going for Stalker and Zealots. He's researching the charged lots right now.
Yeah.
While Tragedy is going for Link Bane again.
And look. Tragedy is upgrading the shield.
Carapace upgrade.
Oh, they will spot the proxy. Oh no.
Oh
but
no.
At least they know that there will be a drop coming soon.
I think Dash is going to intercept that Medivac, I think.
But no.
Oh no, he missed it. Should go back. I think he can intercept that.
No, it's too late.
What's inside of that? I think it's 2 mines. Yeah, it is 2 mines.
It is 2 mines. And they will not spot it. No spores as well. Do we have...
No spores. The lair is just coming. There's no overs here. There's no detection for the Zerg.
Yeah, no armory though, so...
Let's see. Oh, nice. Very good reaction by Tragedy. Now he's going for... Oh, he doesn't need the detection. I think there's no armory yet for the Terran.
No armory yet.
Okay, getting 2 drones. That's quite a bad trade for the Terran. But at least keeping the Zerg in bay is already good for them.
And look, Justice going for the 3rd now. In the middle of the map. He's confident with his Void Rays.
Yeah, I think this is quite bad for Dash and Tragedy. Go for the 3rd base of... Actually, Ares also has a 3rd base.
Oh yeah, good macro.
They can kill the 3rd of Justice for free. They just need to spot it first.
Yeah, but I think based on their movements or rotation, they are going up right instead of going bottom left. But look,
I think they already saw the 3rd.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now they see it.
They should be able to cancel that, right?
No cancel.
There's too many Void Rays.
Yeah, look, Tragedy out of position. There you go. I hope they... Oh, they're backing.
Oh no, I don't know. I think they could have killed that.
Yeah, but they didn't risk it.
Yeah, but now they can. There's no way that they can break that anymore. There's batteries and cannons coming. They can't also break the 3rd of Ares because there's mines.
So let's just check the upgrades. +1/+1 for Exodash, Carapace, and Baneling speed now for Tragedy.
So they have... He didn't forget about the Bane speed this time.
Yeah, this time. That's a bad one. He's looking for a good angle actually, but as you mentioned, there are mines.
Never mind. There's
So-
no way that the Ling Bane can break that. They just going to run to the safety of Torsumas. Oh, the surround!
Don't lose those Banelings. Oh my gosh!
Oh
a lot of Banelings on
no!
one
He
tank.
lost a lot of Banelings to that Cyclone. Very nice split from
Just
Ares.
sorry, Ares.
Yeah.
The Void
No,
Race.
he's not going to break that. There's 3 battery charge and 3 cannons.
Yeah, that's a big loss for Tragedy and Exodash.
Yeah, but these guys are really good. As you can see, there's not much resources floating.
Correct.
But the macro of Ares is quite good. It's already at 137.
Exactly. Diba? Just pure bio with Marauders and Marines, just tanks. No, actually no mines, he just... Oh. Okay, he brought some mines. But good, really good composition against Protoss and Zerg. Marauders and...
Oh no, yeah. That's actually... They cannot take that fight. And the Banelings are morphing in front of them. Then 2 tanks.
Oh yeah. Now
2
Justice...
Stumbler.
Yeah, Justice
Yeah, I think they are
has-
just dead.
Justice has better better micro on his Void Race. Oh,
Yeah.
look at the mines. It's beside the tanks. He's just waiting for the links to come by. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
And then just gonna those Banes will be melted by the tanks. Takes only 2
there's
shots.
one more Void Race coming in.
Really good composition by. Do you know what the army composition of Ares is called?
What is?
Those
M. I don't know.
Yeah, that's I think it's 4M. It's Marine Marauder Mine Medivac.
Oh yeah, there you go. MMM. It's GG.
GG.
Yep.
Very good game. But it's just that Justice and Ares has a really good macro.
Yeah. Okay. One quick break. I'll just set up the next match. BRB.
It's gaming. It's all to play for here. There's Lubra going down. Circling is super low.
The King of the Hill style playoffs begin this week. Let's head over to the shooters now, where Rainbow Six had a plethora of leagues playing this week, starting with the Benelux League, which finished up their 9th play day this week. The 2021 Brasileiro finished up their first week of matches. The North American League got through their 3rd day of matches, TSM holding down that top position.
And take the team into OT, but it's not looking good, and that's to say the least of it. About to have the full weight of Mirage bearing down on him. Obviously a big focus going to come onto the plant. Laxing knows this, he gets aggressive.
Onion.
Success on the opening kill.
No
Success
way.
on the second, over to the pistol and the knife as well to try to close it out, but it can't be done.
So you
Instead, Mirage come out on top, and they take the map 7-5.
The European League played their first 2 days of matches.
That little area, or use your explosives, use some utility to counter it. But right now, 4 versus 3, as Milon gets himself a second on the round, and Virtus.pro, they're looking in command for the first time here, but completely unaware of Jonker's location. He gets a freebie, he downs another. It's 1 versus 2, time's running out, and G2 win on that bit.
Okay. Let's start the next match. It's Kahisu, Koka, and versus Septimus and Genauras. I don't know how to say it.
Benonuras.
Do you know these guys?
Actually no.
Okay, let's introduce the players. On the bottom left of Heavy Artillery, the Red Tyrant Mikahisu. Or Mikahisu? Or let's just call him Mika.
Yeah, Mika is good.
Yeah. And then... Oh, same... I think it's same team, right? Yeah, same team. Mikahisu and Koka. I think they're from Indonesia? Kimco?
Yeah.
You can check later. And
Wait,
their
that's the
opponent.
full wall. Okay.
Yeah, their opponent from Malaysia, Septimus, as the Green Tyrant player, and the Zerg. How do you want to say it?
Maybe let's just call it Beno.
Beno. Okay,
Yeah,
Beno.
Beno is quite.
The noun res. He went for pool first.
Yeah, I think that's a 12 pull.
Yes.
Yeah, just a 12 pull.
Mhm.
And can we see the wall of the other side? Because that's a full wall. Yeah, it is.
There's
Full wall.
yeah, but there's a spy default.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
But you
But
can
look
green
at
bus-
this.
Oh no, there's a proxy barracks coming from Septimus. It's just a very committed push.
Yeah, I think they will does wait, hold on. Is he going to send minerals to Septimus? We'll see. Oh my gosh. Yes, Marine Rush.
Marine. It's a proxy barracks with 4 barracks, okay?
Yes.
Bunker is now building.
Yeah, he knew something's up.
I should go for the depot instead of the. No,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can go for the pylon.
Pylon instead, yeah, pylon. I'd go for pylon. Go for pylon. There you go. Rocket fires on pylon and
Yeah, good.
the legs. But yeah, there are 2 more pylons to do here, so it's useless. I think.
They can go for the depot right now.
Oh, good defense by Mika Hisu.
The second bunker is almost done. I don't think that they will be able to break this. Battery charge also done.
Oh,
Stalker. Oh
SCVs are
no.
being pulled.
This is just a very good hold.
Yeah, he started firing on the SCVs, but he's losing a lot of Marines now. This is really bad for Septimus. There you go.
There's no way that they can break that with 2 batteries and 2 bunkers.
Yeah, I think I think it's just too early for Septimus to attack. But I think he's also trying to see if he can block, buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mikanisu using his tank. I mean, sorry, his barracks.
Barracks
check.
to
Yeah. He's checking how many racks do you have. Like he might lose it. Nice. Nice
Okay, so
reaction.
just going to die, but he was able to confirm that it is 4 barracks and is still producing units. He's going for a Bane bus. How many Banes are that? That's 9.
Yeah, around 9.
It's possible. You just need 5 Banes to kill a depot, and if the other 4 Banes...
Oh, it's outside!
Oh no, there's a sentry,
Oh, it's too early. I think it's... Oh no. He needs another sentry for the Bane bus. They're just waiting for it. Okay, there's another one coming in.
It's just coming.
But...
Banes farming.
Oh no!
Okay, that's a really good force field. I don't think that they can break this anymore. There's nothing left. I think there are 4 stalkers.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 stalkers. Oh, it's over.
And
yeah, I think it's over.
and there's no way for them to come back. So,
There you go.
And it's a GG. Very fast game. Coming from Koka and Hisu.
Oh, check that out. No camera. Hi. There you go. Your game is done. Yep. Okay, next game. That's 1-0 in favor of Mika Hisu. Let's check out the next game. Okay, second match.
Zel, I'm just gonna have a quick CR break.
Sure, man, sure. Just go on with this. Okay. So best of 3. 1 point for Mikahiso and Polka. Terran and Protoss players. Yeah, good defense by these players. I just think it was too early for Septimus and Beno to show their proxy. Yeah, that was a good strategy. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen next. Okay, nag-iingay yung mga bata sa labas. Okay, same wall. Fastest wall. You want that wall because there's a Zerg player. Especially if it's going to be 2 Zerg players. Right, Saipan?
Hi there, I am back.
Yeah, welcome back. EF maybe. What does EF mean?
I really.
Z.
Yeah?
EF. F. What's F?
That I don't see.
Okay. So, hatch first or Beno?
And
Yeah.
for the side, other side, what's happening? Just a drone scout?
Drone scout, yes.
2 gateways and a cyber. I think they are both playing standard.
Yeah. Both players are now playing standard.
Oh no, this is gonna be a long game.
Yeah.
So both the Protosses are not. I don't know.
Terran is actually.
They're both expanding.
Yeah. Terran is actually building his command center on the top of his base instead of going straight to the natural. I think he's. Are they expecting an early aggression? I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
Since Mikahiso is going defensive, building his bunker early.
What's that unit going on the left side? Lower
It's just a
left?
drone.
It's a drone. He's looking for proxies.
Oh yeah, there you go, Mikahiso.
You're gonna rush
They're gonna
most.
rush most likely. I did they see? Oh okay. Yeah, it wasn't a full first, but Ben is looking for proxy pylons. Sorry, check this out.
Oh, those buildings are for blocking the reap path.
No Reapers, right?
Yeah.
Just
Lead it up.
yeah. Looking good so far for these players. 2 bunkers,
Zerg is
man.
going to bunkers.
They are expecting F in 10. What's F? Oh, I wanna know what F is. What's F? F in 10.
Maybe it's 10 o'clock. So where's
Yeah.
10 o'clock?
What's F though? Factory? What's this? F. What's F?
The Zerg went for the overload speed, so he will be able to scout.
Yeah, 1 here and 1 there.
What
2
is that
links.
building?
Checking. No
The-
third.
The Zerg is scouting really good.
Where's that drone?
I think the drone already went.
Went back home. Oh,
Oh, nice.
A lot
Is he
of
going to get
marines.
one? Nice.
nice.
This is one of the strengths of Zerg. Zergs can easily scout the whole map, not losing that map.
Yeah. I mean, like, good. I think I remember you doing this. Your overlords are always scouting the entire map.
Yeah, but you can just use one link on each side,
Instead of overlords.
and that even if the links will die, it will just cost you like 25 each, so that's going to be on 50 minerals instead of overlords.
He lost like 2 overlords.
Yeah, but he was able to scout the whole base. He saw how many gateways and the turret counts is upgrading. Now he knows what's coming.
So
So he knows that the roaches are good.
Look at that. I'm here. 7 gateways.
There's 7 gateways, so he's going for Blink Stalkers.
Research complete.
Should be going for Roach Ravager, I think.
Let's check.
And for the Terran, Septim is going for a Bio. But they are very behind with the supply.
What is Dark Shrine?
Dark Shrine.
Ooh,
Can we
drop.
see if there's a drop coming and there's an attack coming?
Ooh, that's a queen.
See what
Mikahisu?
see Mikahisu said? Just that to save some
units in case of
in
drop.
case of drop. And there is a drop coming, really.
Oh,
really
no.
nice read. It's a really good pressure. There's 2 drops coming.
Ooh.
I think they can defend this.
But he's losing a lot of probes. And there's a link here. A recall.
Oh, recall.
Oh, he will get those medivacs. Just one. Oh man.
Can we see the worker counts?
There you go.
So who is yeah,
14
he's
probes.
What?
14 probes. Coca.
Coca only has 14 probes?
Yeah, last time I checked it was 24. Now it's just down to 14, so I think we lost
okay,
10.
because okay, that's
Ooh,
those
look at
roaches
that
are
surround.
dead.
Just look at that
There's quite
surround.
an all-in already for Coca. A lot of stalkers.
Yeah, he went for 7 gates a while ago, right?
This is really annoying for the Zerg. But they have tanks.
So when is he going for the DT?
I think Koha can take them at the both the same. Because
yeah.
Blink Stories are really good if you can micro them. If you can really micro their Blink. There's a Dark Templar. Oh, that's gonna
What?
die.
No scan. So just 2. Gee, it's my scan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's quite
yeah.
confusing.
Yeah, exactly. He went back.
Quite confusing. That's
Because
why
of
the
the
Dark
scan.
Templar didn't get killed. So it means that Koka and Mikahisu is not is not talking each other. It's just that they are really good and their actions are really sync.
Yeah, correct. They're just chatting, no voice. Here's the DT drop.
But
the
I
Overlord
think,
will... Oh, yeah, good scout.
I think they're already so far behind. Look at the supplies.
Yeah. S. What's S? I think they're speaking native language. Oh my gosh.
Maybe.
There's
Nidus.
Nidus.
Can...
But DT drop! Oh my gosh.
The DTs are not being micros.
Yeah, it's just attacking. Okay, here comes the Nidus.
Roaches.
I mean, yeah.
He can just warp in some Dark Templars. There you go.
But look, almost done for Venom.
No, but the problem is Koka doesn't have enough gas to make.
Oh, true, yeah. That is.
He's broke. He
No.
really is broke.
Yeah, no probes so much. And
The
here,
Overseer is coming on the other side, so he can shut down easily. There you go.
Oh.
Another DT. Going to be one shot by the Roach.
Oh, this is a
Okay,
good
that's... He's really already a GG.
Yep. There we go. That's
Those zeros are doing it.
That's a lot of roaches, right? So
Yeah.
most of the
Just kite them up.
gateways. then, however, he's building another base here, and then another base there. Oh man. 39 SCVs. Oh, look at Mika. Good macro for Mika.
That's dead.
Yeah, now he's dead. Especially, oh, this one. You can defend. But here
Those
comes
roaches are gonna die.
Yeah, he's asking for DPs. Taken, dead. There you go, guys. Pretty much GG. Yeah, I think that all in from Kokan.
Yeah, that's an all in.
Yeah, I mean, like, didn't get to make more units at this time.
That all in is already bad itself, and then he lost a lot of probes to that 2 drops.
Okay.
No shrine.
GG. GG, okay, boys. Alright. That's game 2. What do you think, man? That's we're going for game 3.
Quite excited to see who's gonna win the matchup. They are both so good.
Yeah.
They have the macro and micro.
Yeah.
And their actions are really in sync.
So this map, I hate this map against Protoss. But yeah, bottom left are Koka and Gaisu.
This map looks good.
Yeah, looks good, and you know it's friendly to my eyes. It's like a bit dark.
It looks like, what do you call that map? The 1v1? Is it Blackpink?
I don't know.
I'm not really sure if it's Blackpink.
You're watching so much K-pop,
But there is a map that calls something like that. I'm not really sure.
Alright. Okay. So here comes Venos drone again. Scouting. And Koka in the scout as well. Yeah. One thing I like about this map is the gold mineral line. You just need to destroy this, or if you're Terran, you just need it off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's. Also, one thing about this map is the ramps beside each other. So you can either go here or go straight up here. Carrying out.
Told you. Yeah, I'm just searching the names of the map, and I am right. It is
It's Blackpink.
Yeah, Blackpink LE. No, I think that's the one that has some sort of cubes on the middle of the map. Way back.
I think I remember that. Is it a 2v2 or 1v1 map?
It's a 1v1 map.
I think I remember that one. Like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Did he make a pilot? Koka. Yeah, so this map, most of the time when I play with Protoss players, we make like proxy void rays here, or any proxy stargates here, and then just slap me with void rays.
It's gonna be hard to...
Yeah. Just one lane. Where are the other lanes? Okay, this is checking. 3 around 3 minutes, right, for the third hatch? Or 4 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Around 3 minutes. But there you go. There's a draw. But there's a Reaper.
Yeah.
no.
Just that
Reaper is
because
gone.
he's busy killing the Ling.
Again, they're both Makurin.
And I noticed Mika, he's always making bunker.
Bunkers are really good.
Yeah.
Defense.
But we will go up and check. Okay, there's 2 racks and the tech lab is already upgrading still. Same time.
Overlord speed is done for the Zerg.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Um,
Void Ray.
so Void Ray again.
You just Oh, he was spotted.
2 Void Rays. It's already a very good start.
Void Rays only. Okay. We'll
So
see
we're
about
going
that.
for mass Void Rays, right? How many gateways, or does he even have a Robo or Twilight?
None.
No, he doesn't. But he has a Forge, maybe for cannons.
Oh, he will spot. He can spot.
Another Stargate? Oh, it's double Stargate Void Ray.
Yep.
He already, how many Void Rays at this point? 3?
He has 3. So, Septimus and Beno should have the idea of.
Oh no, look at the read.
Yeah.
It's exactly, very nice read by
boy.
Mikaisu.
Yeah, the pros talking.
That's really, it's really amazing by
Yeah.
Mikaisu.
Like the timing, right? 5
Yeah.
minutes. 2 marine drop, just like what they did previous match.
But this drop is really early. It's hitting at around 5:15.
Yeah. Exactly 5 minutes.
Or maybe
they left
5:20.
in. Yep.
It should hit in 1v1 at around 5:30.
But look, as expected,
They should be ready.
double engineering days. These 2 targets on the supply depot, targets on the engineering bay. Marines are coming to defend. Plus the Void Rays, look at that, bro!
Oh, nice. They totally shut it down.
Yeah, oh, one more! Wait. Oh, man. Yeah. I thought it
Very
was...
nice read again.
Yeah. And remember guys, these are replays, so no stream what do you call that, stream sniping happening here. These are replays. Unless, can you map hack? Can you
Yeah.
map hack?
Yeah, but I don't think that
Custom
they're
gates?
map hacking. It's just that they are scouting really hard.
Yeah.
But look at Beno, he's already at 62 drops. Oh, he's going for Roche Ravager. Again. Just like in last game.
So let's see how much damage can Mikaisu make. Target fires on Spore and backs up. However, Poka is just massing Void Rays.
And
yeah,
Septimus,
sorry.
Septimus is making Viking. I'm not really sure, is Vikings really good against Void Rays?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. Actually, if I see 2 Stargates, I go Vikings. It's that's like automatic for me. And will they spot this? No, he just misses it.
And that base gonna die, right? With the
Yeah.
prismatic alignment.
Look at that. The damage, like 100 per second. But look at the Vikings. See how effective they are? Kills 1. Oh,
Third kill
kills
two.
2. Not bad.
And the third one. Okay, go Mass Nyx. What's Nyx?
Nyx,
Is it ground?
Mass Phoenix?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just Mass Nyx. So it's going for Void and VR and Nyx. Wow,
And
he's
look,
yeah.
Beno.
There's creep.
Yep. fort.
Oh, there's a tank. There's no way that you can break that.
Yeah. And look at that. That's how you do it, boys. See?
Whoa, they one-shot Void Ray.
Exactly.
Now I know that Vikings can really melt Void Rays.
Yep.
So Void Rays are not that quite Imba in Terran.
But you need a bit of micro here, like attack and then go back, attack and then go back. Oh my gosh, he dropped.
They can hold this, right? And the batteries are almost...
Yeah, but he will lose those Void Rays.
Quite big. Void Rays are really expensive.
Okay, let's check. You're upgrading +1/+1. Look up this for a Desert player. See? That's how effective Vikings are against their boss or Sky Boss.
Yeah.
What if you can, you know...
Oh, there's another attack.
Yep.
Here.
And here, another drop here. Here. Vikings are flying and additional 5 Vikings just to kill off the Void Rays, but you know they can't hit ground if they're attacking air.
The Void Rays and Medivacs are already cleaned up by the Viking.
And look at this one, it's almost dead.
And you can transfuse.
Yeah, you can. Yep. And then they started cleaning up the mess here. To lose some overlords. Trying to regroup in the middle of the map. Oh, look at this one. Did you expect another Nidus? No Nidus yet.
Gonna die.
Look at that.
Aspire is coming.
Yeah. But this is what I do whenever I see like 2 Stargates, I go 3 Star ones.
Huh. It's Roach Ravager. Maybe it's going for Roach Muta.
Here comes how do you call that? A Viking
landing.
Viking drop. It's not a drop. Okay, Vikings will be picked off by these Phoenixes. Good call. Yeah, he's stuck with
The Vikings now are cleaned up.
These roaches are useless now, or there's a drop here. He's adding more Vikings. Okay, Nidus is being created.
Since Beno is going for roaches, Mikahisu should just make a lot of tanks. Roaches are really bad against tanks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, air battle here. Let's watch the air battle here. One thing I don't like about Phoenix is even if they're moving, they're attacking.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, the
that's why Phoenixes are also very good. Not against Corrupt, right? But I don't think that they can. Beno is really rich right now. Look at the bank. What is making? Just made a rough view. Oh, he's still making roaches.
Yeah.
So Beno switched into Spire, but he will not make any Mutas now. Because there's a lot of Phoenixes out.
Yep. Actually, I'm waiting for the Nidus.
There's a Nidus?
Yeah, there is.
No, I mean the Nidus is on the way. On the lower part, around 7 o'clock, I think.
Where?
Is it?
Here? Oh, it's the
Yeah,
Overlord.
there you go. Oh, there you go. There's the Nidus.
Yeah, over here. Check that out. 5 Stargates.
Wow, is he making now?
He's just massing Phoenixes now.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to control the air. Is there another Nidus coming? Yeah, where is that?
I don't know. Here.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
I
go.
think this is a good. But yeah.
They should go.
They're in
Go back
position.
to the Nidus. Don't
Late.
clean up. Oh yeah.
They're here as well, killing some
And
SCVs.
Hydras are coming. He should make a lurker.
Mm,
Veno is
okay.
still droning.
Yeah.
Look, how
Yeah.
many workers does Veno have already?
He has.
This is already almost 90.
72.
No, it's only 70. Maybe he lost some workers.
Yeah, he did lose some work because of the drops. Okay, Pika is calling the shots now. He said, "Come, join the army."
I think they're going for a one big push.
Yep.
I think Torts good against Voideries.
Yeah, but they're slow. So, it's expensive. Not that good. But unless if your APM can, if you have the APM, you make Medivacs or get your Thors up in the air. He's adding Liberators. Look at the damage of the Vikings. One hitting everything.
They're one-shotting everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Voids and Pinks are coming.
Okay, here we go.
If the Zerg has like a Viper, maybe a Viper and an Testor, could win this fight.
But that's so many. Oh, he's losing it. Oh my gosh, Septimus is losing the fight, the air battle. However, yeah, it's done.
Yeah, it's.
What a game.
Beno lost a lot of roaches from his Nidus. I think at that point they are quite even, but after that, through the GG losing a lot of roaches, basically for free.
Yeah.
Good game by Mika and
Coca. Okay, we'll just go for a quick break. You boys.
Sisters, Jonker does just enough to stop Virtus.pro getting it over the line.
And finally, the Asia Pacific League started this week in both their North and South divisions.
They need to hold on here. Fnatic have to take the initiative. The clock will do them absolutely no favours, so they have to make the push here. They have to try and get into sight, and Mental is trying to go through that double window. He's asking for trouble. There's two Frostmats on the other side of it. Takes big damage, and surely this is a matter of time now. There's a bullet supply in. They are raining in right now. There is no breathing space for Fnatic. There is the Frostmat. There are the kills.
Back and waiting and forcing Wildcard to filter in towards the site. That's what they did last time. They got absolutely gunned down. They need to desperately clear the clash, but it's easier said than done.
What? This is a pivotal fight for Emo, but he can't land anything. And now into the meat grinder they go. Wildcard desperately go deep, but Luna is there, and Vinny, there's absolutely nothing he can do. Luna Metal with the 360.
Lots of great action in Siege lately, and there's still plenty to come in those leagues. Moving on to Counter-Strike, where we've got 7 events to cover. I told you, this was a big episode. We're going to start with the Spring Suite, Spring number 3, where the main Swiss stage got underway.
He kind of had an idea, but K is on point, and Deco 1v2 AK and Ad makes it a one-on-one versus Minio. Can he win it out? That nade's gonna tag him up, but no, it just needs to find the headshot. Deco's gonna go for the peak, tries to spray him down. Solo he goes, 1v1. Who's gonna win out that fight? Swaps towards the Deagle. Deco, this is your time to shine. 18 to 15 crawling in. Minio, can he find the crisp headshot? It's gonna be Minio. He sprays him down, and that's 13 for Anonymous.
They better finish that tournament quick. Summer's already started. We also have the FunSpark Ulti European playoffs this week.
Show me what you got, my friend.
Insane, but on Mirage, it's...
Hey, the man is here.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Mizzle
sir.
is here, guys. The Mizzle is here.
Mhm.
Well, I know we've all been waiting for Mizzle, but he's finally here.
Yeah, how is it going there?
It's okay now. Don't worry about it. Just everything's fixed. But I can't wait for this last one. I've heard great things about the set so far. I think I was able to peep by a little bit But this grand finals, man, best of 5, I believe, and we got some faces to keep an eye out on, as that should be Lasty and Nux versus Mikahisu and Coco, right?
Yeah. But before that, we will do Bayagster as you games first. Okay, share. Yep. Can you see?
It's actually so terrifying. It's so gonna be interesting. We have, who is this one? Peter Boas and Gunner Blade. They're different names. Let's see in the under the challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how have you been calling them? How have you been calling these guys?
I just call them by their first 2 syllables.
Okay, so
up to you.
Whatever, let's get into this one. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 out of 3 in semifinal number 2. Introducing first on the bottom left side, gonna be the team of the Zerg and the Protoss. Here on the red Zerg, we got Azin. And here on the green Protoss, we got the man himself, Bayagster. So there you go. So I'm assuming this is the Filipino team on the bottom left side, but here on the top right, Mitzel, please introduce me to these players. I haven't really seen them too much.
Yeah, me too. This is actually my first time to see them in SCPH tournaments. So on the top right of Heavy Artillery, orange Terran player Gunner Blade. And his teammate Petir Boas.
Petir Boas. It's a fancy name for fancy man. Looking pretty interesting though, as this is gonna be a Protoss Terran. Gonna be facing off a Zerg Protoss pairing. Heavy Artillery gonna be mapped. Thing about a map like this though, Menzel, is it's easy to wall in as a team. It's like, okay, there's one ramp. Let's put some diddlings out in front, and we should be good to go to basically turtle on up and have a safe expansion. Thing is though, you have the backwards expansion as I mentioned. You can put it in behind, and that can go to the player who wants to go for the macro. So in this case, it is going to be Bayagster and Petir on the second base Protoss. But at the same time, Azin already pushing forward, looking to take control of the natural. But besides that, very understandably, the Terran and the Protoss pairing, it wants to wait a little bit, right, before it allows itself to do anything else, and defensive is to be the stance so far for them, as the Twilight Council will be the thing to go for Petir straight on.
Yeah, so Azin will be checking the base of these 2 players on the north side. We'll see the reactor switches. Will it be a drop? Let's see. It's going to be Hellions. So he will see that.
Yeah, just a little defensive so far here for Gunner Blade, and at the same time just keeping an eye out with the Marine as of yet. So 3 minutes in, nothing actually just happening. These two teams just playing basically macro, and as in here, sending out a initial force of Zerglings to scout things out. Metabolic boost is already done, has a speed boost on, and will at the very least try to get into the front line and figure out what's going on. Blink Stalker though gonna be the call for Bayagster as well, but here seems like Azin already anticipating that since the opponents are fortified, might as well try to go for the bust on down. So Banelingness is online. We're getting a few cocoons here, and if played correctly, I think Azin can do some really good damage if it breaks that pylon. But then again, Gunner Blade does have Hellions to try and do some damage.
There you go. Good spot by Gunner Blade.
Oh, but Azin,
yeah,
that was so close, and there you go, he's getting away, he's getting away with Caesars, and it finds the Aliens there. Now the Banelings trying to go on over. The force field is perfect though from Petir, just to protect the ramp. And Azin gonna back on the way. That could have been absolutely crucial already there for Azin. That could have been game defining if they found a way to get the bust on down. But here we go, take 2, and they're gonna try to get on in. But no, that's gonna be a big hit onto the Hellbats there. The Banelings gonna be able to go onto the inside alongside Zerglings, and the bus is real. It is an open door here, Mizzle. And immediately, Azin just says, knock, knock, who's there? I'm coming on in. And this is no joke. already crippling the Protoss into the front line. One shield battery though to protect the middle line here, and the Zerglings trying to shoot their way through the probes. The Stalker getting in the way, and as in right now, having to deal with the extra energy from the battery overcharge. But my oh my, what a good push so far from the Zerg. We'll see if he can get more out of this one, because this should be a defense for now for Patir.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Banelings! Wait, Mizzle, Banelings! The Banelings are still alive, and they were just there for so long, and I'm fully expecting them to die there, but in any case, he's gonna try their best to find those probes. Good micro though from Patir to at the very least keep the workers alive. And ooh, that was a caution hot moment. That was a big wait, watch that! Those Banelings are coming.
Yeah, I was actually waiting for that hits. Because, I mean, like, the probes were there, defending the Stalker. Yeah, it was too late for Azin to bust and kill the probes with his Banelings.
Yeah, there you have it. Now, see, it was actually just Azin attacking first, and now, well, it's time for our boy Bayagster to do something as well. So, it's interesting, because you usually get, you know, these two players working in tandem, just like, come on, let's push together. But these guys are going one by one. Azin first, Bayagster next. It's like a dance that needs no duet. And, well, Bayagster is the only dance partner right now that is going to be on the dance floor, and he's just doing all he can with his Stalker so far. Any bit of vision here for Bayagster will be crucial. I know he has the Blink Stalkers right now. If he decides to go on in to the high ground and just circumnavigate Patir's forces, this is going to be huge. Baneling still busting onto the Zealots there. Seems like the Blink Stalker micro helping out Bayagster immensely. And even though Gunnerblade and Patir are bringing down the forces, Bayagster just has such a big army of Stalkers here to just go for the push. They're holding their own, and they just have full map control right now between Azin and Bayagster. Very happy to see them down below on the low ground and just keeping an eye out on anything that can happen.
Yeah, looking bad for Gunnerblade. He hasn't expanded his second base, while Azin here almost yeah, he finishes also his third base. So good macro for our Protoss and Zerg players. And he's going for Infestation Pit already.
Yeah, I think he wants to go Hive already and just go straight into Adrenal Glands by this point. He has focused heavily onto the melee route, which means the Zergling's going to be very, very strong into this one. And one thing you can always do against Terran, Mr. Mizzle, is build up those Ultras and just call it a day, especially against Bio. But speaking of the Bio ball right now, interesting enough, it's not on the side of the Terran that we see it. It's on Patir instead to play the old school Zealot Archon build. It's pretty cookie cutter. It's well balanced in what it does. If the Zealots can charge on it against the Blink Stalkers, it will apply pressure. The Archons in behind. But if Bayagster can micro this correctly, then he can be even better in the movement. For now though, it's just Patir trying to control the low ground. High Templar going to be around the Zealots as well. But despite that, seems like Azin right now looking to reinforce with the Banelings. And finally, we see some Tannus working on out. The Protoss still going to be going for the Zealot push. And here go the Banelings heading in the heart of things. But the Archons doing some good damage there to get rid of those green acid showers. But as I say that, the Zealots do get torn on apart. And here we go again. Azin saying, take two. Let's go on in for the push. Viking right now tacking up the damage. High Templar going to get run on over. And Azin just protecting Bayagster's units right now, sacrificing his Banelings to keep the Protoss ball alive.
Oh my gosh, that was a good Baneling hits. He actually killed most of the Zealots. I mean,
Zealots,
the
yeah.
majority of the Zealots. And he's going for Spire, and fourth base is up for Azin.
Yeah. I was waiting for that Spire to come on up. I was like, where's the Spire? Is he going straight for Ultras? But there you go. He's not only going for the Spire here, Mizzle. He's going for the greater version of it. So is this going to be Broodlord play just to be pesky? Corruptor is already being created. So it does seem like the Broodlord call is in full effect. And a map like Heavy Artillery, there are some angles that you can make that Broodlord really count. It's just like, okay, stay on the top side, stay on the right side, and suddenly that long-range bombardment can bother the worker lines immensely.
Yeah. Since you mentioned about the Greater Spire, he's actually going for 8 Corruptors. But here's a drop here by Gunnerblade. Will he do much? No. Yeah, one drop isn't enough.
Nah, he's trying to do some damage though, but the Queen stay knew the rack. This is gonna be a good heat check though from Gunnerblade at the very least to bother Asin and his economy. But at the same time, Asin is just ready to keep on building and keep on creating. He's already building more Corruptors. Banix right now gonna go for the hit, and sure, the Marines get a few drones along the way. But despite that, it is just but a tickle to Asin as of this point, because he's building whatever the hell he wants here, Mizzle. +2 going online with a melee. Burrow will be next on the list, and the Corruptors are flying on by. The Broodlords are coming, Mizzle, and bigger and better units are the call here for Asin.
Yeah, I noticed that Bayagster went for a recall, and then went back here to support Asin's Lords. Plus Banelings. This is really bad for Petir and Gunnerblade.
Yeah, this is decisive. By this point, you can see that Petir and Gunnerblade are so behind on the economy because of the amount of map control as in Bayagster have. They have stayed on that potential third base of the purple and orange team for so long already, for the past, like, I'd say 7 minutes, and now this just might be the end of this game, because the Broodlords right now bringing in the damage. Seems like the Arca tried to get the push on, but at the same time, with the Carnage down below, these Broodlords are just able to get the free hits that they would like in the first place. Now the blue balls of energy gonna be going on down. Here we go now with the Banelings as well, pushing on forward, and even though it's a bit of a waste to do it on the Immortals, it doesn't really matter, because Asin and Bayagster have everything they want, everything they need, and more to just go for the push. The Siege Tank now bringing in the damage. I'd love to see a blade forward there from Bayagster, if ever, just to break that Siege Tank. But at the same time, those Vikings are hurting the Broodlords, and it seems like Gunnerblade and Petir are holding, albeit barely. Unfortunately for them though, even though this is a solid hold at the start, at the tail end of this, as Bayagster's minerals and gas just provide too much reinforcements, too many units, and you can see the push now getting into the natural. This should be it. As in Bayagster, they had map control all throughout the game, and they were rewarded for it with this kind of push.
Yep. Yeah, too bad for Gunnerblade. He hasn't macro-wave because of the pressure by Asin in the early stage of the game. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I like that philosophy.
What's up with hallucinated Colossi nowadays? Is it just to psych people out? But you know, as in here, he got full control of this game with just that one Baneling bus. As soon as that happened, Bayagster was given not only time to build whatever the hell he wanted, but also at the same time just set up the same way down below. So GG, well played. It'll be victory here for Az and Bayagster, and they will take this win over Petir and Gunnerblade.
GG. Good strat by Bayagster and Azin. Let's move on to the next game.
I mean, it was pretty interesting though, because it basically was Azin saying, you know, we want to see me 1v2 the guys, and then after that it's like, hey, Bayagster, do you want to 1v2 the guys? And that was just the whole scenario for the first half of that game until they decided to pool their forces and go for the push. Could have been a bit cleaner though, I'd say, because there's just so much damage being done by some of the units that Gunnerblade had. Like the Vikings were getting some free hits, the siege tanks as well, doing some good bombardment. But despite that, you know, when you have the overwhelming forces and the overwhelming resources, then that will be just too much to handle in the first place. But in any case, here we go again, Mizzle. Another game between this set. This is only round number 2. I kind of expected when you said, you know, I said it was the finals, but it is what it is. Whatever. I do need to hop out then after this one real quick because I am busy with something. But sure. Despite that, this game, you know, this game is gonna be interesting again. Can Petir and Gunnerblade get on the board? Will it be Azin and Bayagster now to make it a 2-0? We'll find out. And just if you heard me say it a while ago, some of the results, no spoilers here. Don't worry. I didn't say anything. That never happened. But yes, so same players, same compositions, and I gotta ask you, Mizzle, what can Petir and Gunnerblade do to get back in the series?
Well, if you will ask me, anti-prong attacks by the Terran plus Sky Toss by the Apex. Yeah, well, I mean, I think Void Rays are really good against Zerg. Like I see Exodash doing early Void Rays, like proxy Stargate, kill some Overlords just to delay them a bit. Yeah, that's just me. That's what I think. Although they're going for what do you call this? A block here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big block. Yeah.
So yeah, standard blockade on a map like this. 2v2 maps are big and rampy. So when you see the size of that opening, you can ask your teammate, hey friend, please put a building there as well and help me out. Also, Rascallion, very easy to defend that natural if you do block earlier on, because there's really only one entry point. It's the second basis, it's the first basis, and you can see Petir and Gutterblade are on it already. Now then, Reaper going to be breaking the scout there, and Gutterblade will be trying to do the same old thing. Seems like, though, in this map, I feel like Petir and Gutterblade might have an even better chance to defend themselves compared to heavy artillery, because sure, the ramp is bigger, yes, but the fact of the matter is they're going already for that second base. But at the same time, Mizzle, there's something cheeky going on. That's not it's not Bayagster's units or structures. That's Petir Buas, and that is a cannon. That is a cannon rush on the low ground that kinda isn't really rushy since it's just there. But at the same time, it does contain the opponent so far.
But yeah, bad placement, I think.
Yeah.
No high ground vision. The Reaper won't be able to tank damage from Azul. So these are free hit cannons.
That's like 800 minerals going down the drain immediately here for Petir Boss. And it just goes to show how hard it is to cannon rush in a 2v2, especially if your opponent is Zerg. They're just going to be removing a big part of where you can really plant those cannons down in the first place. And then you realize that, oh, it's also Protoss on the other side, so the Stalkers just need to keep an eye out for the Reaper. And that's just basically the show. So Ravagers here from Azin doing the job that needs to be done. It is effectively a contain on the economy, though, of Azin so far, because he's supply blocked, and Petir, just stop. This is not gonna work anymore. It's time to stop believing. It's time to remove yourself from this spot, because you are now gonna be behind. But at the same time, since Azin was forced to go for cleanup duty and Bayagster was contained to stay on one base, effectively this gives Gutterblade a chance to, I say, take the lead economically. So if the Terran can figure out some way to come out of this one ahead even more so and allow Petir Boss to bring it back on the economy side, then we'll get into a bit of a reset here, because even if that cannon contain was just absolutely useless after everything is said and done, it did slow down what Azin and Bayagster did in that first game.
True. But yeah, too much losses for Petir. 900 resources have been lost already. Just because of that cannon rush. But yeah, let's just say it's a good delay for Bayagster to expand. However, that's Bayagster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, Bayagster is going for, where's that fortress?
He already basically has the units for it, the workers for it rather, to fully saturate the second base, so he should be good to go as per usual. Interesting enough, though, he has gotten into the rowboat route and has the War Prism online, but at the same time, he's only getting the Twilight Council now, and you can see the impact of that cannon contain slowing down his tech tree at the very least. So there you go, Bayagster not gonna have the Blink Stalkers that he likes that early on, and in the meantime, when in doubt for Protoss, go Void Ray, because Void Rays are a great unit in general, in pretty much everything. Like, you want them to be attacking rather than defending more often than not. You want them to melt armored units as much as possible as well, but you know, you just gotta be a believer. Build Void Ray, win game, and Petir Boss is gonna do that right now, trying to help out whatever Gutterblade is doing on the Bioball side.
Yeah, and I saw an early infestation. There you go. So what's the plan?
Hive. I'm fully expecting an early Hive again here from Azin, I'd say.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna consider maybe going for the Greater Spire. I wouldn't be surprised to see him tempted by the Ultralisk as well. But effectively, if he does go for the range route, then he can go for +3/+3 if he amplifies that hatch rate to the fullest level. But at the same time, seems like Bayagster right now trying to make something work with the Warp Prism, but you can see how Gunnerblade has really built on up his bases, his units, thanks to the time bought by Petir Boss. Void Racer are going to be out in the open as well. And we are going to be seeing a macro game here, folks. No pressure now being applied by Asin and Bayagster that amounts to anything. Instead, they realize the situation and will decide to go for a few more bases here and there. I like the fact, though, that they gave the third place Colossus to themselves, to Asin. It connects the creep immensely, and since he's the only Zerg into play, that will help them out on the defense.
Yeah, so good scout by Agster. He has spotted the 3 Void Rays going to the base of Agster. And yeah, upgrade +1/+1 for Azin is about to finish. I still don't know what's gonna happen or what he's planning for the infestation.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder what it's gonna be. Just go for the tech tree, I guess. But at the same time, you don't want to be wasting resources because here we go already. Gunnerblade and Petir Boss, we're seeing some fight in them. And it seems like the Artosis Pylon gonna get shut down. Gonna shut down rather 2 of the Warp Gates as well as Cybernetics Core there. So the Voiders right now bringing in the hits. Oh, the Colossi though being kept alive there by Agster with some good micro from the Warp Prism. At the same time now, Gunnerblade trying to fly on by to the other side and send these things down to the low ground, down to, well, the middle line. And here comes the Colossi now trying to clean up house, but the Void Rays are on it like a bullet and hunting them down. Queens are pulled out of creep just to deal with the air units. And Void Rays, man, good unit, pretty much melting down things, structures, and more. And this is going to be one Colossus going on down. Second one will fall. And Petir Boss is just making these Void Rays shine on bright like a goddamn diamond. Gunnerblade, though, backing on her way already. Still, though, the Void Rays doing whatever the hell they want, Mizzle. And this is just free damage. This is looking to be decisive. And Petir Boss, the transition to the Void Rays there after the failed cannon contain is working, is timed right. And it seems like Bayagster and Azin were ill-prepared to deal with this because they don't have much anti-air in the first place.
Yeah, that's a good hit by who's this? Petir. He was able to kill a Cybernetics Core. He was able to kill a Nexus, and oh my gosh, he might also lose another Cybernetics Core here. No
deny
error.
that Stalker Tech. Exactly. Deny that Stalker Tech as much as possible. Just burn it down. Burn it down to the ground. And that pylon is also a freebie. Shut it down. Even more of these Artosis pylons being destroyed on the side of Bayagster. And Petir Boss is just making the Rune Protoss' life miserable so far. Still, though, high time now for Azin to try and make these battles count. This is going to be big. And I think that actually gets a good chunk of HP away from the Void Rays. At the same time, though, Azin needs to consider a bit more creep spread here. If he's only going to be using those Queens for basically the anti-air there, they need to be faster than that. They need to be into position. Speaking of position, though, Gunnerblade already on the outermost base of Azin. And he's just shutting down this hatchery here, Missile, breaking down whatever he can. This is Azin Bayagster on the ropes because Gunnerblade and Petir Boss just having the right combination and having the right amount of units at the right time.
Yeah, so there you go. Void Rays are really effective against anything. So here we go. Bayagster losing 2 Nexus or 2 Nexi already, and 2 Cybernetics Core, and he might also cancel this. But yeah, looks like Petir is not committed to killing the Nexus.
He's gonna have a hard time. Sure, the Stalkers are minimal, but you know that the Bile can't really bring in the hit, and he doesn't want to lose the shields on those Void Rays just in case those corrosive Biles from the Ravagers suddenly hit out of nowhere. But this is what we mentioned, you know, the Void Ray pretty much good against everything and anything by this point when you're aggressing. When you're on the defensive and there are not too many of them, then that is gonna be a bit of a problem. Prismatic Line is gonna get popped, but here we have it, as it has gotten enough time thanks to the efforts and the sacrifice of Bayagster's buildings to bring out got the Mutalisk instead. Now, this is going to be a good all-around unit for the Void Ray Marine-based composition of the opponents. It's basically, okay, these Void Rays aren't going to melt down the Mutas fast, and then you can just go for the pokes and prods with the Mutable against the drops. Hunting season here for Azin, and the response to the response is a proper one. Seems like now Azin keeping Byagster alive, and, well, a bit of a reset here. But in the end, both Protosses a little bit behind. The Terran and the Zerg right now going to be the bulk of the units here, Mizzle. And Gunnerblade is in position in the middle of the map, keeping it fortified with the siege tanks.
Yep, and Petir, transitioning now to carriers. I think that's a good move, but is it too late since Azin has already a lot of Hydralisks here?
Yeah, it's worrisome to build carriers this late on versus a big Hydra Ball like that. And even with the siege tanks in position, the overrun is just real from Azin. He just goes for the A move, stutter step, deciding to push on forward and just absolutely heroic on his efforts there. At the same time, though, here we have the cleanup crew against the drops. And suddenly the Tide's Stern missile, since the siege tanks were out in the open there, the Hydras were able to go for the march. And now the blink on forward to do even more damage in the first place. Marine so trying to hold the line together, but at the same time, the Colossi in behind, belting down those bands of brothers. And as in the Vyagster now getting closer and closer, there's a Colossus trying to fight on against the Marines. Carrier on the high ground, though, trying to do some damage against the Hydras, but it just doesn't have enough interceptors to bring in the damage itself. And as in the Vyagster, going for a base down below. Void Rays now trying to bring in the damage. Look at that Carrier. It's doing its best, Mizzle. It has one interceptor. And that's it. That's the show. And then as soon as it comes out, it dies. And speaking of dying, Azin and Vyagster's army is falling a little bit short. But at the same time, they already have good map control of the low ground there. And they can clean up the third of Petir Boss instead. As here they go, facing off and dealing with the static defense. And oh, they're gonna hunt for the Carrier. Can they get the snipe? Yes, they do. Goodbye to the capital ship.
Yeah, I think that they outplayed Petir and Gunnerblade. As you can see, Vyagster already has his base in the down south here. Azin is almost 140 supply. This is pretty much it.
Yeah,
more carriers are being produced, but no interceptors.
This is okay for Petir if he's able to have enough time to at least build up some more carriers. But unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have enough gas to build any more than this. So even if he can replenish those interceptors, there's still a lot of anti-air so far from Azin and Vyagster. And it's just understandable why you're tempted to go for the carriers. You already invest in the fleet beacon just to get the Void Ray speed upgrade, the Flux Veins, so you can utilize them to a full degree. And what does get enabled by a fleet beacon, right? You can go for either Carrier or Tempest, and Tempest is gonna do diddly squat in this game against small units. It is gonna do absolutely nothing, so you go for the Carrier instead. But Petir's Boss, he needs time. He needs time to build up those capital ships. He needs to get to 200 fast as much as possible, and then his army comp is gonna be pretty much nigh unstoppable alongside Gunnerblade.
Oh, that's a lot of carriers.
Yeah, we're getting it there.
Let's see how will they do it.
Well, the interceptors are trying, and that is a lot that you mentioned. But then again, the Hydras can still poke away at those interceptors. And it's just all about Azin and Vyagster playing this smart so far. They want to concentrate their fire immediately onto the ships. And especially if they can get rid of the Bio Ball, then the ground game gets even a lot easier for them. Seems like right now, they're just two crucial units on the battlefield. The Colossi versus the Carriers, basically. One for the anti-ground, one for the just all-around kind of shenanigans. And now the blink on forward to go for the snipe. So here you have it. The outplay is real yet again. Vyagster finding the opportunity, and Petir Boss just overextending too far and too deep. It's just 3 carriers left after everything is said and done. The fleet, the armada that you relied on, it has just fallen all apart. And now Corruptor's into play as well. Petir Boss, he tried his best to make these carriers work, but Azin was just prepared on the other side. And now this transition point yet again gonna be something Azin can capitalize on. He can be tempted to go for Broodlords with the amount of Corruptors he has. But then again, all he needs here are Hydras, Zerglings, and he can be good to go to wrap this one up. All eyes are on Gunnerblade Mizzle. He's the only saving grace here for that team.
Yeah, there are almost out of minerals. Yeah, bad trade for Petir Boaz and Thunderblade. No upgrades as well for Petir Boaz. Oh, there you go, +2. Okay.
He has +2, so
although
that's something.
Yeah.
It is a bit tempting, I'd say, to go double core when you go air anyway, because you don't really need to forge for upgrades unless you're getting shields, which is in itself iffy. You kind of want to get that +1, and if you do have a bit of economy anyway, might as well go for it. And there was a good time for Petir Boaz to do it there, but it's still understandable just to go for the air upgrades. You want to amplify the maximum amount of DPS the carrier does, and it just goes to show right now that unfortunately for Petir Boaz, he went offensive, and on the other side, he is just paper thin on the defense instead. In any case though, Asin right now knocking on the door of Gunnerblade, and just Asin able to make it to the 200 marker by this point. The Broodlords are there, bringing in the damage. Corruptors in behind as well. And this is just a game of protection. If Interceptors comes out, the Corruptors are there to shut them down, and the Blink Stalkers looking for the snipe yet again. But it's just really artillery game here from Asin. He's not overextending wisely. He's actually throwing these Broodlings down. And funny enough, Mizzle, Gunnerblade is effectively hurting his frontline bit by bit thanks to the siege tanks. They're auto-firing onto the Marines. This slow stage, it will eventually go in favor of Asin. And, you know, Gunnerblade has had enough. He's going to try his best. And as soon as that happens, he gets spacked on down to the ground and has to back on the way.
Yeah, looks like Petir Boaz is just asking for money from Gunnerblade. He's left with 2 bases. Worker count is really low, 29, but his tech is really, too advanced for this economy. So yeah, looking bad for both of them. To the death.
To the death. Oh my god. They're gonna go for it. They brought everything, this is it. All in push. Minos will say, screw it. If we're gonna be out of the tournament, we are gonna go down in a blaze of glory. And yes, it will just be all the workers, all the Marines, and the Marauders trying to fight on back. Hydralisk, in the meantime, gonna be there in behind. The Stalkers gonna be there as well. And the Corruptors now just picking apart the carriers. And that's it. That's the game. Just the outplay yet again. Petir Boaz and Gunnerblade fighting back to the bitter end, and just such a good push there with the Void Raids and the drop. But the positioning there from Bayagster, keeping an eye out, stalling for time, allowing Asin to get up the tech tree, and then Bayagster himself just snipes on the carriers there with the Blink Stalkers. Some huge moments from Asin and Bayagster, and they move on to the next round. So that was a interesting series, honestly, and I give my props to the death moment there. That's spicy. That's spicy. And yes, Mr. Mizzle, fun one. Call me when's the finals. I'll see you later.
All right, see ya. Okay, guys, we'll just have a quick break. I need some drink. I hope you guys are having fun. More games. BRB.
Been only going one way, and possibly the last round coming up here. Elian trades back his teammate's death as Freiberg is tagged down low. Hauser makes his way out ramped up and at least gets the man advantage, and Elian has to go back and maybe just be wary of it. Jumps over towards stairs though, and Hauser gives it away for free. Lackey drops Freiberg. It's all on Lekr1 Forest to try and keep Dignitas alive in the FunSpark playoffs. They make their way forward. Lekr1 not looking the right way. Forest has gotten himself into a good position, but he's going to have to do it alone. A 1v3, and Lackey finds a double to finish it off. 3 in the round.
Sadly, Entropic had to forfeit the tournament after that match, and the grand finals would end up being ENCE taking down Hyenas 2-0. Now the Blast Premier finished their spring season one day before summer officially starts. That's good timing.
To get into their positions where they can shine. And look at this, they might just walk right in front of him. Scout in hand, he gets the headshot on Rain. Not only that, he spots them out. Olofmeister not quite pre-aiming that position. 35 seconds. Well, they know that Hunter's down here. They don't know that there's a second player. He's going to take down Kerrigan. Swinging for it is Olofmeister. Oh, and he burns! Inside of the Molotov of Brokey, who's now in a 1 versus 3. He gets the headshot, but there are more coming in. It'll be Nico to seal the round.
Let's go.
The
Let's go. Let's wrap this one up.
Taking down Na'Vi
yes,
in
I
the
do.
finals
Okay, come on.
Meanwhile, the European Development League finished up
I
their
want to
group
see this
stage, and
through
got the
anyway.
top 8 teams settled for the playoffs.
It's time. the grand final. So we saw some preliminary rounds a while ago. But ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. This is it. This is it, Pansit. Tara, whenever. See you whenever. Sige lang. Yeah, it's okay. Go long. If this is the last one, then I'm G for it. If this is the last one talaga. I'm just, Okay.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, Dax. Yeah, we're in the finals now. It will be two great teams. Yeah, and then after this, we are done. Just call Mr. Dax. We are back.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay.
Is it?
It's loading. Yeah, the finals.
The best of 5. So we're just going straight into it, all the way from whatever round we just did to where we are now. And this is gonna be interesting. I was actually pretty excited to look at this one, and it's Koka and Mika versus Mr. Lasty and Nux. So I know the two Zergs. I'm not too familiar about the Terra and the Protoss. So do you have any idea? Enlighten me of some of these players, because I know here in Dual Meet number 3 we've gotten our little family growing, and the rest of the SA region joining in as well.
Yep. So let's introduce the players first. It's take away.
Yeah, so here we go. First game, guys. Efflorescence LE is the map. Introducing first on the north side of Efflorescence, we got the red Zerg. His name is Nux. And on the right, it is going to be the Cyan. Is that the color Cyan? Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to make it up. Like it is the Cyan Zerg, Mr. Lasty. So, tandem of some of the two best players of Zerg, probably like second, and then Mr. Lasty between third, fourth, or fifth, or something like that. But their opponents, well, very new to me. I wonder who these guys are, but at the same time, very excited to see them make their splash on the Dual Meet 3. Here we have it, Yellow Protoss, his name is Koka. And the Terran, Blue Terran of Mikahisu.
Yeah,
so yes, Nizzle.
Yeah, so
back to my question. Who these guys?
Yeah, also my first time to see them, but from their previous games, I was casting with Saipen. These two players are really good at reading their opponent. Like, I think that was Koka. I think that was Koka. Like he was saying, like expect 2 medevac drops. Like he's reading the stats of their opponent really good. Like really exact timing. They know the timing. They know what's gonna happen, and are ready to react.
Yeah, and
they're
it seems
really
like they're
good.
just so confident. Like immediately, as soon as they notice some queens moving on the round, they say, "Okay, we have the extra seconds because of it," and it already tells me these guys are good at what they do,
Yes.
and these guys know what the hell they're doing immediately. Since we say it quite often in StarCraft, every second counts, every little bit just amplifies what you can do earlier on, and well. If Mikahisu and Koka are just feeling that confident so far, we'll see what they can do here. And some really good Reaper Micro right now. Just showing off and getting away from the Zerglings as quickly as possible. 2 down already. Oh, they've the cluster bomb right now, throwing them away. And Nux can have a bit of a heat check here, struggling to find any kind of way to pick off those pesky jetpack units. So bothering Nux right now, some more seconds that Mikahisu is looking for. And it does seem like, though, that on the side of Nux and Mr. Lasty, they're heavily on the macro side. 2 bases ready here for Nux already. Mr. Lasty going for 3, and he is really one of those macro base players that loves to get a big army of Zerglings to try and fight. In the meantime, though, Mikahisu still just adding more and more pressure here, Mizzle. And with this distraction, with Reapers coming in with a full flow that doesn't stop, Koka is building Void Rays in behind already just to bother whatever is there.
Yeah, I mean, this is really good strat. I need to. I'm studying this. He went for 3 racks, right? He went for 3 racks, 2 refineries, and just massing Reapers just for his teammate to go 2 Void Rays already. Oh my gosh.
Just the fact of the matter is he's the one controlling the tempo of aggression. He's the one putting Nux and Mr. Lasty on notice. And this is just the perfect punish right now against the macro-based efforts of the 2 Zergs. You're not going to be able to get to 200 if your bases are blown up very quickly. Beautiful transfusions, though, from Nux to keep those queens alive. But just these Void Rays, if they find a way to concentrate their fire and stay away from the mass of queens, well, that prismatic alignment is going to be absolutely huge in the first place. And the teamwork, looking to make the dream work here, calling for the rotate, as Mikahisu now going to be trying to bother Mr. Lasty instead. Lasty has gotten a big amount of time to just keep on building with the 3 bases. But my biggest concern here, Mizzle, is how much of that supply is just drones. 58 out of 58 so far. And on 3 base, you should have most of them on drones here. And with the Reapers and en masse like this, it's going to be easy pickings for Mikahisu to destroy everything and anything Mr. Lasty holds dear. So immediately, that is going to be the queen right now under duress. The Void Ray is going to be there. And sure, the Zerglings try to fight on back, but this is just too many Reapers, and they're perfectly positioned by the middle line. Now then, Nux going to be trying to get in the mix of things, looking to defend his teammate, but and the Reapers now going to get fallen on flat. It seems like though Mikahisu had a good initial position, but then with Nux with the reinforcements, they get the cascade on, they get the surround, and they tear apart those Reapers. But at what cost, Mizzle? At what cost? Because the spawning pool is gone for Mr. Lasty. And he can't build anything, basically. He's stuck on building drones, and that's it.
And queens. And here we go. I think he lost some Reapers because of he was trying to build more what I call this starport and command center. I think that's the reason why he lost micro on those Reapers.
Yeah, looks like it. A bit unfortunate, but thing is, Mr. Lasty, he can't build anything at all without the spawning pool. He can't build queens, so it's just okay. I drone up, I overlord up, and I call it a day. And speaking of that one now, it's just some even more pressure being applied here by Mikahisu and Koka. They have hang on back though after doing some critical damage against Mr. Lasty, slowing down the Zerg's efforts. And basically, since they put him in such a tight spot like that, Lasty had to go for a huge number of Zerglings just to defend. And now, that's not really going to do anything unless it can find a force that is just out in the open. So really, the push and pull from Mikahisu and Koka, the things that they make their opponents do right now, has been a big bother. But keep an eye out still on Nux and Mr. Lasty, because these guys, you give them that time to build up those armies, they can be incredibly quick at setting up that 200 marker. For now though, Queen's trying to get in the mix. Nux already trying to build a few more funnels with the Evo Chambers out in the open. And as I say that, here we have it. The Marines right now trying to go for the push. They're not going to be there. And seems like the Queens, though, set on up alongside the rest of the other Queens from Mr. Lasty. And they're making a wall to just bring in the damage. Mikahisu, Koka forced to back on away. They have to respect the big number of Queens here, Mizzle, because Nux and Lasty were stuck on pool tech for so long. They got enough anti-air right now. Their double Zerg, which means creep spread is doubled, especially against two players that know exactly how to spread it evenly on the map. And these guys can defend each other to the bitter end. A map like Efflorescence can feel very alone, but Nux and Mr. Lasty are staying together now in terms of defending their third bases.
Yeah. I mean, Mikahisu is leading this game. Looks like he is ready to fly to Nux. Oh, he backs up. I thought he will be flying to the main base, but here we go. Phoenix is trying to kill some overlords here, and here's an attack.
Yeah, oh, but Mikahisu puts the Marines out in front, and Mr. Lasty has to fight them instead. He will be able to get the clean on up. Bit mistake there, Mikahisu, keeping the supply depot down, which allows Mr. Lasty to get on in. A valiant effort, though, from Marines there until they die, but here we have it. Now, the Zergling's able to infiltrate, and this does put Mikahisu in a bit of trouble, but and then again, with reinforcements from the Medivacs as well, the Marines, they can just hunt those Zerglings on down and clean up whatever critters are there. Speaking of the critters, now the Zerglings of Nux trying to go on in, but Koka ready with the Void Rays, and it's just that kind of game where both sides are trying to force the opponent to do something a little bit different from what they planned. For Nux and Mr. Lasty, they want to basically tech on up a little bit more, and you're seeing it here as Nux has already got into Hydra Dance, and he's going for Hydralisk and that speed upgrade. Mr. Lasty, in the meantime, going for the Baneling Nest, looking for the bust. But the big issue that Nux and Lasty have to mitigate is the matter of space. And with their push there, they got space. They forced Koka to play defensively with the Void Rays. And even though the Void Rays are pretty much just one of the best units right now in this patch, if you use them defensively, they're not going to be able to snowball the way you would like. In any case now, Nux there with the Roaches out in front, and they're bringing the Queens as well, Mizzle. It's a full commitment here from Nux. He's getting closer and closer to that 200 marker that we say a lot. And Mikahisu actually gets a supply block here. Koka close to getting supply block as well. This is a perfect opportunity now for Nux and Lasty to get out ahead this one as a Zerg. They're pushing. They're going after this third base, but this is still the Void Race now, bringing it for Spagalivathon, and they're melting down a few units one by one. Carriers protected as well. Mikahisu, though, having the infantry down below. And Nux, he is still trying to break a few of these structures here and there. Revelation gonna be into play at the same time. And Koka just keeping up the air toss as much as possible. While this is all happening, Mr. Lasty now infiltrating and bothering the middle lines of Mikahisu. Seems like now the shoe is on the other foot, Mizzle, as it is to be the Blue Terran in a bit of trouble. But as I say that, Nux, he's losing his army pretty quickly. Mr. Lasty falling also apart as well. But then again, it's still a good number of units here from Nux. But as I say that, the Graviton beams are there to catch the Queens out in the air. Now then, end the Void Race, clean up house and destroy everything, anything that Nux holds near and dear to his heart. There we go with the Hydras, going for the pokes yet again. A few more Graviton beams to mitigate DPS. And eventually, in the standoff, Koka able to keep his Nexus point alive and destroy and disintegrate whatever the Zerg came on with. So, a stellar defense here from Koka and Mikahisu. They were in a tight spot, they were supply blocked, but they lost enough units to reinforce accordingly. They were still able to defend the workers, especially on Mikahisu's front. And Nux and Mr. Lasty, they're gonna go yet again, but there's that confidence now that the Terran and the Protoss can hold things together.
Yeah, I'm surprised that a lot of queens for both Nux and Mr. Lasty were lost during that fight in the third base of Koka. And yeah, they're still keeping up the pressure.
Oh, but Hydras are gonna go for the push. They want to advance and get rid of that siege tank, but as soon as they see that, the Koka swoops in with the carriers instead in a good position, and Nux is actually caught out there. Not only that, Mr. Lasty tried to go for the Banelings out in front, but with the carriers showing up at the right time, at the nick of time there to save the day, they are forced to back on the way instead. So just Koka here, we're seeing some good carrier positioning from him. The timing from Coca is absolutely crucial. He needs to put these things somewhere effective enough to whip out the interceptors out in the open and getting maximum DPS, but making sure that the carriers themselves don't get caught out by Nux's Hydras. So there you go, another good defense. Positioning has been key so far for the Terran and the Protoss, and they have to go again because Nux, oh, he's punting. He's finding a carrier out in the open. But even though there's a free carrier like that, it's because he's not protecting the carrier there. And they just cannot find those free picks that you want against that kind of composition. Siege tanks already. Mr. Lasty has back away. And even with Nux and Mr. Lasty getting some good creep spread, getting so many bases alongside and across the map, it's still Coca and Mikahiso holding the lines together.
Yeah, looks like Nux and Mr. Lasty's strat here is Mr. Lasty will go for Links and Veins, just that, and then anti-air for Nux. We'll see. I think this is just too much carriers. I don't think they can kill this army. This is just too much.
Back in my day, you go for Brood War, you get 200 carriers and you call it a day. And that's still effectively the same thing. Carriers are a pretty trash unit alone, but when they are together, and when they are protected, they are just an unbeatable force in the first place. Now then, Mikahiso even bothering Nux here with a drop. And it feels like now, Mr. Lasty has to go on defense duty. You have the Zerglings and the Banelings for good reason. These things are very, very quick, but with the Medivacs into play, all these mineral lines right now gonna get hampered efficiently by Mikahiso. This leads now to the Terran and the Protoss to build on up. This leads to them giving a chance to expand, but as I say that, Nux is gonna be going again for that third. He is not done, and he wants to shut this one down. Kokado looking to play the Rescuer and looking to save the day here with the carriers yet again. A bit dangerous though, because two of them gonna be out in the open like that, but as soon as Nux sees it, he's gonna back on away instead. Seems like he wasn't really wary of the other carrier positions. That could have been a few pickoffs, and since he backed on away instead, now Coca has the critical mass he needs to fight on back. What can Mr. Lasty do with the critters down below? Absolutely nothing. It seems like Nux is really given the mantle of the anti-air, but does he have enough units versus Coca? It seems like though that no is the answer, because those interceptors are swarming like crazy, and while the Hydras are trying to break the third command, the carriers are there in position. Is this it? Is this the find against the Hydra ball? Is this gonna be Nux right now losing out on the units that he holds near and dear to his heart? Because it's coming. Coca is prepared and ready to bring in the interceptors and to bring in the hurts. And the air toss units are fighting on back, but Mr. Lasty tech switching to the Corruptors at the right time. Is this enough, Missile?
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is just too much carriers. I doubt that he... Actually, this is just 2v1. If Terran was here to help out, I think he won't lose any carriers. He should have stronger army.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be confident with those carriers. Even though the Corruptors, they're effective, especially if they can focus on against those carriers and their armor protects them from the interceptor damage. It's still too many units, man. It's just too many things shooting at you. And it really seems like Coca here is just the big raid boss that everyone needs to deal with. Now, he adds one more to this Sunday. It's a cherry on top, Missile. It's the mothership. And if you think the air toss was scary before, well, it's scary now. It's even scarier now as Cloak. And here we have it. Scan gonna be into play. The carriers fighting on back yet again, trying to pick apart a few units here and there. And the real question is, where are those Corruptors? When will they swoop on in? They're flying across the other side of the map though, and they're taking the sweet time to get in position. The Phoenix now scouting them out. The mothership protecting the carriers here from that initial sight line. And really, Nux basically getting bullied here because he has to run them away with the Hydras intact. He needs to make sure Mr. Lasty gets a good spot and a good position against the Corruptors, but so far it's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Lasty like regroup his units down south. I think it's really too late for Mr. Lasty to help out. Nux already lost a lot of Hydralisks, so this is really bad for Mr. Lasty and Nux. Oh, there you go.
Oh, beautiful of Knox. That gets rid of the mothership. But honestly, it's just one of those stylish plays. What does it really accomplish? Absolutely nothing, because Carriers are still there, and the Corrupt's now fighting on back. Carriers though brought on in again, and now it's really just up to Mr. Lasty by this point. He's the only one really that can reinforce his units against the anti-air. He's the one bringing in the Corruptus, bringing in the damage though, and Koka, he's losing Carriers in response. That duck, it apparently helped on that even more so than it should, and Mr. Lasty getting rid of the air toss in this equation. But still, it's not job done at all, Missile. It's still anyone's game, because Koka, he can reinforce. Mr. Lasty can build whatever he can and more. But unfortunately for Nux, he barely has any gas right now. And since he relied on the Hydras a while ago, I wonder what he's gonna build here next. Will it just be Zerglings into play here from the red Zerg? Because Koka, he's not done. He's still sending in those 4 carriers to bring in the brawl and to bring in the fight. And Mr. Lasty, he's left now to 5 Corruptors after everything is said and done. And seems like there's a morph in order here. What's going on? What is Mr. Lasty building?
Well, he's just
Corruptors.
Yeah, Corruptors
He's
and
adding more
Dins.
Corruptors.
Oh, Ultralisk. I think Ultralisk are really good against siege tanks, but this is a lot of siege tanks here. Queens can't help. Roches are bad with siege tanks. One Ultralisk though, fighting off the siege tanks, becomes another siege tank.
It's a tanky boy and it gets in the way.
Oof.
Now the carriers do finally fall. But there's still a bit of a concern here for Mr. Lasty. That's a huge number of Corruptors that really won't do anything by this point in time. Unless I'm proven wrong already, because Koka, he still sticks around with the Sky Toss. I don't think he has pretty much any other tech choice anyway by this point. And while all of this is happening, he's been given the chance to build even more carriers than before. So he's adding more of these into the mix. He has 6 carriers right now, and a few more are along the way. And if you think of a second wave that can be so decisive, that can be so crucial, look no further than Koka. In any case now, small reset yet again. This game is going long, Mizzle. And we're seeing the whole map right now covered with bases. It's really both sides playing such a good macro. But then again, a few hits against the SCV line, this can really help out Nux in this pinch.
Oh my gosh, and then I just noticed there's like 6 or 7 Stargates. Okay, push left, I can recall right. Gosh. Nux and Lasty bringing all their units because of that one Medivac drop. Oh, and then yeah, they lost position and gave Mikahisu and Koka chance to move out to the upper left of the map.
Yeah, it's decisive, honestly. This positioning is really crucial, and especially against Koka's setup. That Sky Toss, it doesn't care about the terrain of the map. It will fly on by, and even with Mr. Lasty right now getting in position to bring in the damage versus the carriers, the Voyeurs are getting free hits on the left-hand side, and now we'll see that Prismatic Alignment can come online and belt out a few more of those armored units. Not only that, Koka has added in a Tempest to the mix, and if protected correctly and focusing the Corruptors at the right moment, this can be just so decisive for Koka to keep his air toss units alive. He's already closer and closer to the 200 marker. Mr. Lasty is running out of resources to build Corruptors, and Nux, since he's the one on the low side of the gas, he's just adding up ground units to the mix. So Nux is the distraction. Mr. Lasty though is the defensive duty. But no, the Golden Armada is shining on bright like a diamond here tonight, Mr. Mizzle. And Flores is looking shiny here for Koka. But as I say that, the recall is in order. So defense first, ask questions later. Koka bringing back the units, Nux buying the space that their team needs. But then again, you're seeing here the power of the Protoss in such a late game scenario. +3 on the air weapons, +1 on the air armor, +1 on the shields. Even these things will look nigh unbeatable very soon.
Yeah, this is just too much. The drops, Nux dead, as Mikahisu said. Yeah, this is just too much. For Tempest, they're just upgrading the... Oh, he's upgrading Burrow. That's interesting.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? I guess in this scenario, it's just okay. Burrow a few things, try to hide them, and play whack-a-mole. it's not too bad for Nux, honestly. He is really out of the game by this point. Like, what the best thing he can do is burrow things, play peekaboo, regen them down below, especially the Hydras and the Roaches, and then just play peekaboo again. But besides that, if Mikahisu or Koka just go for the scan, just go for any kind of detection, then that kind of antic is gone from this setup. But, you know, might as well give it a good old college try, because all the hopes and dreams right now of the double Zerg setup, it does lie onto Mr. Lasty. Really, Mr. Lasty, he's incredible in making these things happen. When you give him that time and give him that space, he can just max on that like crazy and get such a big amount of resources. But then again, it's still effectively 2v1 in terms of the strength of the armies, and Koka and Mikahisu are smelling blood in the water. So now, they're getting in position. Mr. Lassie, though, anticipating. It seems like, though, first and foremost, Koka wants to clean up whatever is happening there on the south-hand side. And, well, there you go. There's a brawl happening here. They're getting rid of the hatchery. They're going for more. And this Skytoss army is getting even scarier and scarier for this push missile.
Yeah, looks really bad for Nux. He is out of money. He can't produce anything at the moment. It's just... I think this is technically 2v1 already. It's just it's just Mr. Lasty is going to win the day. This is pretty much it.
Yeah, just damage being done. The Skytoss looking too much to handle. And where did this really go wrong? It wasn't really the initial part of the game. Sure, it played a big factor. But then again, Nux and Mr. Lassie had such a good recovery against that, and when they especially played the aggression and got inside Mikahisu's face. But I feel like it's really just the fact that Koka's Golden Armada was just there always at the right time. The positioning game was huge, and with some of the drops that Mikahisu did to recall the units of Nux and Mr. Lasty, it just became so decisive. And sometimes you have to be careful of that all-army move. You don't want everything to be out of position. But then again, for Zerg, you still want all of their units together, because if you play them in straights instead, in squads, they're not that effective. So it's just such a tough ask to ask from them. They had such a good macro between Nux and Mr. Lasty. They played it really good recovery, but no. The carriers, they arrived, they were in position correctly, and it really was just such a good show of force there from Mikahisu and Koka. Koka especially, the timing, man. The timing on the carriers, the positioning on them was pitch perfect all throughout the game.
Yeah. That was... Okay, here we go. Emerald.
If that was an intense first game, we still got a set to go. This is best of 5. Anything can happen. And Mikahisu and Koka are one map ahead. But Mizzle, come on. Give me some thoughts about that game. Because if you saw how Nux and Lasty played that macro, I was really impressed by how, as soon as they recovered, they had half the map under their belt, and they had creep spread for like 3/4 of it. Just goes to show how strong their macro is individually and as a team.
Well, first of all, Mikahisu and Koka started really good and ended it really well. That delay by the Reapers from the beginning really hit Nux to macro. But you know, like what you said, they were able to spread creeps and stuff. But yeah, it just gave more time for Koka to tech up and go Skytoss.
Yeah. Are we gonna get it again? Yeah. Will carriers fly just for us? Is it gonna be the same old case as we get back into the matchup? Second map though, Emerald City LE, and it's still one of those maps that you can macro on. And you mentioned it before, Mizzle, the goal expansion, right? Very key on a map like this.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen Mr. Lasty play late games like that before. I think that's the advantage of Koka. I haven't seen Mr. Lasty efficiently work on his Vipers. You know, we've only seen like a few abducts, right?
We saw one abduct. That was it.
Well, I saw 2 abducts, and then the parasitic bombs as well, right? Which is really effective. But yeah, Unfortunately, unfortunately for Nux, he was targeted first. And yeah, that's it.
You make a good point, actually. I realize that too now, thinking about it. The Viper, I feel like Mr. Lassie, he just doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on the Corruptors, and he didn't consider that the Viper got him some value there. Like that duck on the mothership, the other duck happening on in. And you mentioned it already, Parasitic Bomb against just those units bunched up like that, it can be the gravy that you need. It could be the extra DPS that can tip the skills in your favor. So that's a good point. This is why Mizzle is the commissioner of many things. He's a smart boy.
No, I just learn from people, you know.
smart boy over here. But in any case, now we'll see who can play the brains yet again. Thing to note though, Nux and Mr. Lasty, macro players in their own right, and they will just expand like crazy. 3 bases for each of them. They are pushing on forward, and you know how confident these guys that they can protect these bases. Many a player, especially in the lower leagues, they'll be so scared to do this early on. 1 minute per base, but whatever, right? Nux and Mr. Lasty prepared for it, but then again, Koka and Mikahisu, they also anticipate this. They also understand who their opponents are. And Koka has a Stargate into play and a second one coming.
Yeah. So we will see 6 Stargates again for this game. Yeah, well, I'm expecting... Well, this map, I think it's not really for Zerg players. Like, you have a fixed, like, a vertical line here for your creeps. Unlike the previous match that they can, like, spread creeps from left to right, right?
Yeah.
So...
this map gets weirdly narrow in places, and especially in the middle. There's that one part where there's like that place. Why is there a random funnel that gets in the way? And it does bother your opponents, especially you have such a big unit amount of them. When the auto-pathing just puts you in the middle, and then you suddenly get hit by a siege tank, and they call it a day or something like that. So. It is what it is, and Mikahisu and Koka, they're very secure right now to expand the way they like. This might just be that kind of game where it just leads to both sides playing it slow and steady instead.
Yep. I think they are just playing it safe since it's too late for them to like harass the Zerg, slow them down a bit. Oh, he loses that from Reaper. And Mr. Nux here, I thought it was Mr. Lasty. Nux here is just waiting for the opportunity to come and attack Mikahisu. And yeah, did you notice that Mikahisu calls are really good for their matches?
That's what teamwork's all about. You need a shot caller. So guys, you know, in team games, when you have to talk to other people, there's someone called a shot caller, and they tell you what you want to do. In usual StarCraft, where it's 1v1, the shot caller is yourself, the player is yourself, the everything is yourself, and the only player you can blame is yourself, and then you can also blame the balance patch for saying Protoss OP or something like that. But yeah, this is a little bit, you know, different from the StarCraft standard. I am more accustomed to it, you know, with bigger games, but then again, it's good to see those kind of communications being a big factor. And I feel like here, it's more sacrifice than usual, because if you're typing, that's APM going to waste, basically. You're not going to be able to micro things, you're not going to be able to macro things. You need to be sure that the time that you type, you're having things in queue already. And, well, if Mikahisu and Koka can do that over Nux and Mr. Lasty, then that can be a strength there. But speaking of, well, our Zerg players, look at what's being built by Nux. It's going to be that 3-base setup going for a 4th, and at the same time, Spar's coming on in, Bailing Nest as well. Standard stuff from Nux, something he plays really, really well. The 3-base Muta Ball with the Banelings and the Zerglings on the ground.
Yep, and look, yeah, as you mentioned, looks like the Zerg players will be occupying the half of the map again, and Mr. Lassie getting the gold mineral line. No gold mineral line, yeah. For I think is Nux going gas heavy this time? Looks like it, right?
Yeah, he has a good amount of gas income right now, so it seems like he's picking up extractors, and it makes sense why he's the one going for 5 bases over going for the gold, since he does need a little bit more gas for if he will commit onto both the Banelings as well as the Mutas. He's gonna need some Banelings gas. He's gonna need, of course, the Mutas for the 100 cost. And on the other side, Mr. Lasty, he is gonna go a little bit less on the gas per se and more on the range here. So not only does he have a Baneling nest and go for the Baneling speed upgrade, he is gonna go for Roaches and he is gonna go for a Hydra then as well, with the Hydra speed coming our way. But Mass Phoenix right now from Coca changing it up. And really, with Nux and Mr. Lasty anticipating the amount of shenanigans they saw last time and going for the early Corruptors, this is just such a right call here from Coca. I think he showed his hand a while ago. Either he built a carrier or he was queued on up. Let's see the units have as soon as possible. But yeah, there you go. So the carrier is being built. But at the same time, with all the Stargates he has, he was able to build all these Phoenixes instead. And this amount of random speed that comes out of nowhere is really putting Nux and Lasty to the test. The Graviton beams, you can just take apart whatever workers are doing anything in the first place. And Mikahisu, he's going for the run by. He's trying to get to that natural and bother the workers as much as possible. But then again, the big threat here is that big amount of Phoenixes, the Phoenix Eye, the Flying Jets, doing that to the workers. It's just bullying here. Coca is catching whatever he can and more.
Yeah, I saw a lot of Corruptors going down. This is just too much Phoenixes. Look, just look. 5 Corruptors are almost down. And yeah, looks like is he going mech? He is going mech. Oh my gosh, he's going mech, boys.
You say Muta, I say mech. Muta, mech. Muta, mech. And immediately, the hero Thor is there. One Thor can change the world versus a Muta Ball. And you know, that armor, the cluster of missiles, the anti-air, it can make Zerg players cry themselves to sleep. But as the scouting barracks is gonna get chased down and taken down in the middle of the map, again, Mikahisu, the biggest bother of them all. How many times has he either gotten for the run by or the drop? And it forces a reaction there from Nux and Mr. Lasty. Hellion's gonna be in position, but Queens are there in this space, luckily for him. But they turn into Hellbats, trying to bring in the damage, but seems like they have an inkling of what's to come, because Mr. Lasty is bringing in everything he can and more. He's at almost 200 right now, and he has a good amount of Hydras as well as Roaches down below. But Coca prepared with a static defense. It's a big wall of cannons and shield batteries that will get in the way. And not only that, here you go again, the Sky Toss positioning from Coca, this time poking against the Corruptors, fending off Nux and Mr. Lasty's attack.
Yep, 4 gates. So that means 4 carriers are popping out soon. He's adding 2 more Stargates. Yeah, I think that's the build. You go 6. I think that's 6, right? How many is that?
What are we looking at?
Stargate. 4 plus 6. Okay,
it's 4 Stargates. It's 4 Stargates. So he goes. I think he goes 2 Stargate first. And then he goes Fleet Beacon, and then he goes the other 2 Stargates
so
after
that's
that
6.
one.
Okay,
and then and then there's 2 more now. So he has 6 because he has 4 bases, and he's looking to get even more. It's just really the amount of income here, and Corruptors. This is one thing they do nice. They break your buildings and they make you sad because you work so hard to build that building, and the acid just says no. Nothing like that. But I feel like Mikahisu has such a good composition right now. He has siege tanks on the ground, and he can make such a big wall of forces to destroy whatever ground units Nux and Mr. Lasty have in the first place. And not only that, this is such a good map for it in the first place. You have ramps there, you have debris, you have that weird choke in the middle. These siege tanks, their splash damage, it'll be amplified to 11, and they know it. They know that this is the right call right now for Emerald City.
Okay, so Nux is going for anti-air. Unlike the previous match that Mr. Lasty handling the anti-air, Nux is just massing Corruptors now and adding Vipers. But it looks like they had 3 hits Okay, those were 3 hits. So Mr. Lasty going for ground units. So here we go.
Yeah.
Mikahisu calling the shots.
Just the outplay potential here from Koka and Mikahisu is looking so substantial in this series. Nux in the meantime trying to keep up with the Corruptors, but the Phoenix Micro yet again, that extra speed helping out the Protoss immensely. And not only that, more carriers are coming, so Koka looking to build in the forces he would like, and the mothership gonna get added on over. Mr. Lasty though, adding something to the mix. He wants to go for the Lurkers and he is gonna go for the Spines right now just to make those units even better. But Mikahisu, if he gets in position and if he builds up the creeping barrage of these siege tanks, Mizzle, this is gonna be too deadly to handle.
Slow mech is like 100% win for Terran against Zerg. supported by Skytoss. Oh, there you go. Vipers are being casting the what do you call that? That's parasitic bomb. There you go.
The bomb, yes, they're
Yeah.
just doing some damage, but then again, you mentioned already, slow mech is one thing that can bother a Zerg and pretty much kill them. And that's pretty much the same thing for Skytoss. And when you add those two things together against double Zerg, and you're given enough of an opportunity to get this far, you know this is just a comp of choice. And they know, Nux and Lasty know it. Nux and Lasty still have an army, but it will not be able to stand against what Mikahisu and Koka have. And that's game. It's not a game in favor of the Terran and the Protoss. And shot called right now against the double macro heavy Zergs are incredible. They're getting enough value out of those early game pushes between the first 2 games to put the 2 Zergs behind and to put the 2 Zergs on a more reactive state. And then they just build the winning units against a monotonous composition. It's like, your Zergs will build the things that will destroy you quickly and we'll call it a day. And this has led to them having a 2-0 lead.
Yeah. Well, let's just put 2-0. Oops, sorry. 2-0. Okay, there you go. So Polka LE. Big map.
Another big map.
Yeah. What I hate about this map is that it changes the color. It's nighttime now, and then suddenly it becomes like dawn or something. It's like
it's weird, right? It changes suddenly.
It
like
does.
it's kind of like next level in the game because it has a weird day-night cycle.
Yeah.
What really triggers it? You know what really triggers it? It's like, okay, it's suddenly darker.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, let's assume that after 10 minutes it will become like morning or afternoon. I don't know.
whatever the case will be. But then again, here we have it. Decisive here, perhaps, from Mikahisu and Koka. Match point for them, tournament point for them, and if they win this map, they win the whole shebang of Dual Meet 3. Nux and Mr. Lasty though trying to fight on back, but can they do it? What's different now though, Mizzle? It seems like the macro focus is a bit gone for them both. Nux fully investing on it, going for the complete pool first. Mr. Lasty a bit earlier on the pool as well compared to usual, maybe like around 3 to 5 seconds earlier. So maybe some more Zerglings right now, and we'll see if this gamble can help them out.
Anyways, since this is a big map, we can talk some stuff now. How's the weather in your place now? Is it raining or is it like?
Nah, it's good. It's good. We're good to go. Like I just need to, cause I got interrupted in things I had to do today. I still have to finish a few things as well. But then again, at least we make it here. And what was that cancel? Was that a spine cancel?
It's like
immediately.
Yes.
I think as a spine cancel, just like no, I'll actually need it. But it allows Nux to. It's a pseudo extractor trick basically. 23 over 22. Build whatever the hell he needs and then queue up the Overlord just so he doesn't mess up his timings. And he is now going to be the one to play the aggressor. Has had enough of what Mikahisu and Koka has done so far. Maybe a change of pace here can help out the 2 Zergs immensely, Mizzle.
Yeah, and then the some links went back. Okay. because of the probe. I think whenever I see like probes roaming around, it makes me wonder, are there proxy pylons anywhere? So like it will delay the player just because of searching for it. Ling will be dead.
And,
Yep.
and a map this big, man. Just a map this big, basically. You're gonna feel a bit iffy, but it seems like you noticed something, Mizzle. What's going on?
Like this one. I don't know why he's putting Baneling Nest onto the side of Mr. Lasty. Is he hiding it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe. It was like.
I mean,
it's the same creep, Mizzle. It's community creep. It's basically not your creep, not my creep, our creep, comrade. And if it's still effectively the same scout, though. If you check out one, you can check out the other very, very quickly. But then again, if you can hide it, this might as well, because it does seem like Coca and Mikahisu can do put a bit of concentration versus Nux. Like let's be real, with Nux's reputation into the SEA scene, he should be he's basically the star to focus on, basically, for the other side. Mr. Lasty has been really one of the fastest growing players on the PH community and has shown how strong his macro can be. But Nux is still that top player for the PH side, and what we see so far is if they can make Nux struggle, it really makes the life of Nux and Lasty even harder.
Hold on, let me just check something. Okay, there we go. You can see it. Okay. Yeah. Well, Mr. Lasty, he's been really good. He became master already in Korea. So here comes the Bane Bust. The Bane Bust.
Breaks the supply depot, but Mikahisu trying to run away with the Hellions, and I like this. I like this a lot for the Terran, actually. Unless the SCVs get hit! Oh, this is gonna be close! The Mule will sacrifice his life for the greater good, and I think that's decent for both sides. It's because you lose the Mule. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. Here we go again with the next push, and the Roaches are going to be there instead. And Mr. Lasty, he will go for it. He will try to add things up to this equation, and now this will tip all of these skills in favor to Mikahisu and Coca. Instead, they clean up the initial Roaches. They make sure that the follow-up attack to the attack is not enough. And if that was just only the Banelings there, it might have been okay. Shut down the Mule, get rid of a few SCVs and call it. But with the extra amount of forces coming from Mr. Lasty that get pretty much nothing of value, it's now 2 people down on the other side on the lesser economy. So Mikahisu and Coca, they protect the lines well enough. And that initial part from Mikahisu was crucial. How he was able to micro those Hellions, getting some splash damage before the supply of Deepa falls, and then before they reach the command center. That extra little bit was essential in that fight, and they are able to expand because of, well, how they played out that defense.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how Mikahisu is calling the shots like, okay, we won because of that attack. Is it because you can do anything. So like, what did he get from that information? Like, they went, Lynx and Banes, and then he just said like, okay, we won.
I mean, just look at it. How many Void Rays does Coca have, and how many things died on the other side? I think that's pretty much it. It's a whole matter of confidence right now. Mikahisu and Coca, that they got the win, and I think for StarCraft 2 players, they know when they're ahead. The higher leagues. For me, I don't know I'm ahead unless I'm casting, because I can see both sides, right? I can see what's going on. But for the higher leagues, they know that every second counts. And I've mentioned it so many times, but just building on the build order better, getting a few more forces, getting a bit more value out of the units. All they know now is they don't screw up. If they don't screw up, if they don't lose units for free, then they can trade evenly, because they're gonna be ahead even more. And the Void Raids, they're not here to trade evenly with Bizzle. They're here to kill everything that can't shoot at them. And the laser beams are there. Not only that though, it's Lasty gonna go for a last-ditch effort, I believe. He will go for the Nidus Network and send in his units.
Oh no, but
Coca needs to avoid the Void Rays back here, Mizzle.
He did, yeah, he did. But just one factory, man. You should. I saw like a lot of drones died. So I think this is bad for Mr. Lasting.
Mr. Lasting and Noxy got pressured by the Void Race. It bothered them enough. And here we go again. We effectively see we see how Koka and Mikahisu are able to defend accordingly and come out ahead from it. Mr. Lasting and Nox, they always try to make a play in this game. And this started because of Nox going for that pull first route. They want to play the aggressors and they've done so. But we've seen Mikahisu and Koka defend each other so very well and time things correctly on the matter and order of what needs to happen. Koka swoops in second. Mikahisu is there to tank up the damage and soak it up as soon as possible. And when Koka is needed the most, that's when he shows up with the right units at the right time in the right position. And we're seeing it yet again. The Void Rays swoop in, destroy the roaches, break the Nidus network, and we're back to the status quo with the Void Rays just hunting whatever they can and more. And now Mikahisu gonna be even more apparent in the scouting, gonna be even more, keen to keep an eye out, especially now knowing that Mr. Lasty has the Nidus in play.
Yeah. This is bad for Nox. He will be targeted first again by the Void Rays. He will probably lose this hatchery. He has no idea, no overlords. So there you go, a big surprise attack from Koka.
There you go. Bother on. Ooh, Koka. The mass amount of Void Rays, man, is just painful to see, painful to watch by this point.
There you go.
The laser beams, kill everything, man. You deserve it. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest Void Ray of them all? And Koka, he's the one who controls them all, and he is controlling the battlefield here. The Hydras can't even get close by this point. Sure, finally they do so. And Koka, pay attention, please. He doesn't care. He doesn't care by this point. He didn't even go for the star step to the left. He didn't even bother. He knew he would get away with that. And he's not afraid to lose Void Rays because he's getting carriers in behind, which is even worse to deal with.
So there's Hellion run by... Oh no! Mr. Lasty! Oh no!
Oh, Mr. Lasty! That's a barbecue you do not want to happen to yourself.
Oh.
And yes, the revenge is coming from the Hydras, but does it matter? Not really. That's a lot of drones going on down. You never want to see that. And this is the first game I've seen 10 minutes in that Nox and Mr. Lasty barely have the creep in a good manner. They have the initial parts of their side of the map, and that's it. That's the whole shebang. These Hydras are playing off creep, and sure, they have this augments to make it faster. It's still not the same kind of pace you expect from them in the first place. You can see that they're pressured heavily by being down by 2, by Koka and Mikahisu. And I think also because the map is just weird in the first place to go for the creep start properly, since it's narrow on other edges. But then again, these Void Rays, they could go in the middle of these partitions, Mizzle, and they're getting effectively free hits. They're gonna get hit by a few Hydras, but that's it. And unless Nox gets the biggest catch of them all with a perfect pinch here, the Void Rays are gonna do it again and again. They're protected effectively by mineral lines. They're protected by the geometry of the map. And while all this happens, the Hellions are gonna be there again. And it's just a never-ending cycle of Void Rays bothering you. 5, 10, 15, wow, 8 apparently here. It's just never-ending laser beams in your face.
Oh no. So yeah, as you mentioned earlier, it's weird that Mr. Lasty and Nox don't have enough like hatchery. Like for example, Nox. Well, yeah, he lost 2 hatcheries, and the 4th one was cancelled many times. But yeah, look at the map. Looks like Mikahisu and Koka are controlling the map now.
They're incredibly ahead. They have their side of the map in full check, and there's even Widow Minds that do just say, hey, hey, I'm here, you know, look at me, I'm here. And I think Nux is also long distance mining on his third base, which makes everything even worse by this point.
Yeah.
And this just might be the last hurrah here for Nux and Mr. Lasty. Lasty is almost at 200, but as soon as I say that, the numbers dwindle because the siege tanks are there, the Taurus are there, and the carriers have arrived yet again. I told you, Missile, the Void Race, they can be lost because the carriers are there to rebuild instead. And we get a clean sweep from Mikahiso and Koka. They are our champions. And dual meet number 3. And they just deserve it, Missile. Absolute skill and absolute teamwork, communication on point, and just the right call to build the right units against the one faction on the other side. Nux and Mr. Lasty, their macro game is so on point. And I feel like in potential 1v1 scenarios against some of these players, like if you put Nux versus Koka or Nux versus Mikahiso, Mr. Lasty, Mikahiso, Mr. Lasty, Koka, it would be the Zerg trying to put that pressure early on. But here in 2v2, the Terran usually protecting the Protoss, allowing the Protoss to build in the Void Rays, and it's the same shebang all through these 3 maps. Once the Sky Toss comes in, the Sky Toss never leaves. And GG, well played here in the senior division. Mikahiso and Koka, incredible effort for them, champions for this tournament.
Yeah, congratulations to Mikahiso and Koka. Please correct me if I think they're from Indonesia. I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, congratulations, well played, good calls by Mikahiso, good coordination as well. It's just that they're too good. What do you think about this dual meet 3? This is our first time to open it up to international players. Should we do it again, or you know?
Yeah, just screw it. If this SAA wants to play, whatever, man. And we're gonna get good games like this. I feel like it's really also just how their teamwork was so good. It's not too often you get people who work really well together, especially ladder players, right? Who go 1v1 and they know each other, they know how each other plays, but it's still different cooperating rather than competing. And what we see here is this is the best duo. This is the best duo that has met each other and has come together. So well played and congratulations to Mikahiso and Koka. They are the champions. Nux and Mr. Lasty, incredible players in their own right. But, well, you know, teamwork makes the dream work in 2v2. So might as well, man. Good games. Good games.
Good games. Thank you so much again for your time, Dax. We'll talk later.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Yeah. Any shout outs before we end the stream? Okay, looks like he's out. Shout out to Ranger. Thank you for watching. Neutrals for helping me out communicate the tournament to our players from different countries. Nefarius, my teammate, New Vagabonds, Hypin for helping me start this stream. Yeah, good games, guys. Sorry if I haven't covered everything for today. But I'll just send all the replays. Actually, all the replays are already in our SCPH Discord. Please do follow, like, and yeah, we'll be doing more of these. Also, if you can support us in PSL with Psystorm, that would be great. We had great matches last night for PSL King of the Hill. We had Kiwian. We had Euthermal. Who else? We got Nightmare from Team Envy. So more tournaments coming in your way. And yeah, GG, well played. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
Back by Primalis to a 2 versus 2, but now it's the Orpids here to strike. The gun barrel's been seen! Oh, but Quays with a swing. Emor with a frag back, 2K to his name. P250 at close quarters. Can he catch Prime? No, he can't. Switches back to the Orp instead. Sees his man and catches the frag and saves Sangle for another round.
The Elisa Invitational began their main Swiss stage this week.
Find it, such quick reactions.
And then
5v3. Scriv, this might be the round.
Yeah, man, it looks like it. Slowly but surely, they are working their way in here. Another kill comes. Another for Supra, who, by the way, has looked so good throughout. Stands strong at 24 to 15. That's where he'll finish. 60.
The DreamHack Open finished its qualifiers in Asia for the June season.
The call for NTNT to go down to B, that would have been the worst case scenario, and it still might be Mitch Techno Blitz Hawk getting everything done. It's on to impression. He needs to go huge and buy time for score. There's one, not the second, it's on to score. He did everything on this flank, but he just wasn't given an inch. Now he's going to try and see with Trigger Discipline how many he can get, and he's not going to be able to get any more than one here. Surely, Hawk.
They don't even know. He's going to try and
If
sort of
Hawk
dash
180s
around
him,
it, but
there's no kit.
there's nothing.
Oh, Hawk got it. Yep,
He
I
doesn't
thought
get
that would
anything.
happen too.
Great result there for Checkmate and Team Renewal, who both made it through the open qualifiers and defeated the invited teams in the closed qualifiers. Finish off the Counter-Strike segment today, we've got the ESEA Premier Division, which started playoff matches in their Australian, European, and North American regions.
Licky checking ticket. He knows he's got a player ticket. What's the nade? Smoke being thrown in. They can't get for a ninja at the moment. They need to get rid of Licky. Savage. That connect. He's heard a player at jungle. So he's telling Licky, one player at jungle, one player at ticket. They know where they are. Licky gets one. Savage gets the other. And Dire Wolves have done it.
You're not even going to get that shot in before you're wall banged. Oh, not wall banged, but arm banged up. But yeah, Innocent does at least find one, but the Molotov is excellently placed. Flashbang as well will allow Fiku to peek forward. Just can't trail in without falling down. Furlan could be able to finish off Innocent over here. Instead, it's Snatchy to take the kill away. 16th found. AGO may lose one, but they dominate.
But Hate out in the middle of the open eventually gets dropped by the Tech 9, but significant damage dealt to all of these third impact players. Now Swan emerged from the bank and will deposit a frag, and even looking for even more. What a shot onto Insane, just dismantling them, ripping them up is Swan, just flexing the aim there and showing what Censored really could have been this season.
All of those regions will be finishing up this weekend, so keep an eye out on the next episode for those results. Speaking of results, the Overwatch contenders have some results for us as the June brackets in Europe and North America finished up this week.
Just pay respect to the Ant Matrix. Wait for it to go offline. Come back in with the bomb. Split the team. They can do this.
They found KSA! They're immediately on the back foot. Yickens is about to get a duplicate online. He's going to go for the battle paddle. Get in their face with a supercharger. Another window being committed. They've taken care of Greffen's Bob. The kills are flowing in for British Hurricane with 7 seconds remaining. It's only KSA and Psycho who have a chance at contesting. But the time bank's going to whittle down. The Sonic Arrow isn't enough. They cannot touch. Hurricane sit on the throne of Europe once more.
Them Odyssey have great positioning, and they have Rhino contesting already.
The Ant Matrix for the Ant Matrix. Curly said the dead arrow coming in from Ice. The Ice special doesn't find anyone here for it. Overtime ticking away in favor for Odyssey, but American Tornado, they're trying to flip this point. They're trying to put on this pressure, forcing Odyssey to give up that high ground if they can. Here comes King, and joining him is Ice, but Rhino goes down, and so does Lucamino. No immortality field, and you have to worry about the supercharger. This is Acurix. American Tornado have now solidified their victory against Odyssey. Nobody left in sight, and American Tornado are your winners for this Overwatch Contenders North America June tournament.
It was a good month for bad weather events as the British Hurricane and the American Tornado win their respective regions. Meanwhile, over in the Call of Duty League, there was some big action as the Stage 4 Major played this week in Dallas.
Reposition, trophies are clear, nades are out. Minute 30 remaining now, and the mid-map push now from Abizi. Beautiful awareness, lovely comms out of Toronto, trying to deal with these attacks as and when they come. Balancing this very, very delicate house of cards right now they've got, and here comes the play. Oh my word, oh my god, they might have done it. That's going to be massive. 3 players now on the point. Second segment gone. Insight's got to go. Bance from Money Window. You've got to go Insight. You've got to go to the point. Here comes the play from Bance up top. The shots are in! And that is that. The control is over. It took one clean break. And Atlanta FaZe get the job done.
The Atlanta FaZe and home team Dallas Empire would meet in the grand finals.
Tiki and 2 in bedroom. In my mind, this is almost unbreakable. Empire, you got your work cut out for you.
And they do the impossible. Felt like almost intentional. Vivid, first blood, goes to Sim. Celium still from that top bedroom position. Trying to overwhelm Simp on the inside, but that is Simp you're trying to overwhelm, and he finds two. Shotzzy, though, tries to bring it level. It's still a 3v2. Illy takes care of top bed. 2v2 right now. Shotzzy looking to play it forward, but it's a BZ there. Illy, last player left alive, and it's a two-man hit. And with that, Atlanta FaZe have finally done it. It is over.
The FaZe able to take down Dallas in a very close 5-4 series. Lots of matches also happening in the PUBG Continental Series this week as all 4 regions played through their second week of games.
Out of it, the smokes are up. It is all or nothing for either of these teams. Day trade, feast or famine. They need to win this to get up to first place. Other than that, they're going to be down in 7th. It is everything to play for here, Jordan.
Slow and steady wins the race seems to be the mantra for this game. Everyone hiding behind the smokes right now. X Stadium looking for those flanks. Look at the lag. I mean, there's so many smokes. How many frames do you have? A double knock. Day Trade have found the openers that they need. Day Trade might just do it. They have.
Over, so that's going to force a bit of a readjustment from Spear. They are going for the res. There's Indigo through the smoke. Going to take Spear down. Nicely done here. Nicely sussed out. Oh, Indigo!
Unreal!
Oh.
E36 is out. Ghibli is just down with, against this one player. I think Lingdu's a great player, but he better be the greatest player to come out here and win this.
He's out of frags at this point. That's a problem. If he had a frag, he might have actually just been able to end it right there. No, you can't do that. You got to be looking at him, and he's going to do it.
What?
Multi-circle gaming.
Oh, my God.
No way.
Greatest player.
And Squeaky! Oh, he's down! Great nades from Anonymous, keeping Ents even further back, and they're struggling for a way forward, Rich. You're seeing the noise there. Tixu's found a bit of space. He's the only man to make it forward so far. Skater actually in a really good spot to punish this, but Diggory, you know this man brings danger to the battlefield. Already gets a good tag on one. Tixu hits the deck. Rustamar's now down, though. Sakura finds him. This could be Skate with a win here. There's no answer back from Ents. Where are the Finns in this one? Diggory waiting quietly. He finds one. He gets tagged up. He's trying to get the push, trying to get the kills, trying to build up any sort of positional he can. 4 HP is not enough. Skate's got the win.
To get into the center, and the blue is pushing in, but Tiggleton's landing the shots.
As Psycho falls, there's one member still up for Enrage, one member for a Creche, but that member is still punishing Mime on the peak. Psycho getting flushed back out, and Tiggleton creeping around the compound. They're so focused on Enrage, though. Bruxo still could punish them out here. RDS falls, Enrage is eliminated as now a 1v3. Sonic,
they do
it! They actually take first place away from this final game, knock Oath off the top, and win 2 weeks in a row.
Those teams are going to be heading into the 3rd and final week right now. We'll have those results for you next week. Now let's switch up the genres a bit as we get into our final games of the day. Street Fighter V had the North American Central region of the Capcom Pro Tour this week.
It's a throw. Put him in a coffin. Light stuff right there. Into the big stuff. The explosion. And the B trigger. Try to get the command grab. The greediness. This might cost him everything.
Can you stay alive away from this?
It's knocked down, and that worked, Joey! So put some icicles in my glass. He's smooth, like ice, cold to the touch, but he ain't very nice. B shifts, the heavy kick, activation, but you can't delay the inevitable, baby. We see it time and time again from Karen players.
Look at that gray life up there. Brian just wants to take attacks of a single short or a single jab. Anything's going to be for a couple hundred. Instead, Rob finds it.
The challenge, though, gets a knockdown. One good sequence right here from Rob TV. We'll take it. Look at the overhead. Careful. That's super slow. We've seen it get punished. EX connects, and you see this as Rob TV. Hollywood Rob TV showing you how it's done. We'll take the Midwest spot.
Rob TV able to take down Brian F in the finals with a resounding 3-0 to qualify for the Capcom Cup 8. Meanwhile, over in StarCraft, the Team Liquid Star League got well underway with some fantastic games in the playoffs so far.
But is eventually going to be running a little bit low on resources himself. Does have an economic lead, though.
Tempest is going to be firing those Broods. Are going to take a lot of damage, but here come the Corruptors to push back the Tempest. The Banes are going to get on top of all these Stalkers. Now the Stalkers blink on forwards. I mean, the problem is Cyril Supply is just rebuilding. 7 Ultras on the way up. He still has Ling Roach, by the way, underneath these Broods and Corruptors as well. And Sound's army is gone.
And the next SC2 Masters finish their quarters and semifinals, with Solar and Trap set to face off in the grand finals later this week.
Personally, I think this one is
kind of done and dusted. Solo shows up, he's going to fight on in. Moreno seems to know that he just doesn't have the numbers. You can already see his kind of expression on the camera as I think Ravage has just attacked his own Roach. Well, maybe there's a Link on top of it. A couple of Biles, Moreno has to dodge away. No, very slow Roaches at the moment. Couple more Biles and units get pushed back. Hatchery will go down. Just going to be seeing the Mutas joining up. It's going to be GG.
And our final game of the week, which has its own genre called Car Sports Game. That's right, it is Rocket League. The RLCS Season 10 European and North American Championships played. The top 6 teams in each region fighting for the gold.
Back into the midfield. Nobody around for BDS. 20 seconds left on the clock. Mark Bear has got extra. Extra chooses not to go for it. One final roll of the dice available here for BDS. Monkey Moon doesn't quite control. Fairy Pig, it's just straight over to him. Extra can't beat Kate up to it at all. It's off the side. Fairy Pig wants to kill off some more time from the clock. It's gonna be down to and Team Vitality are your European champions.
Eventually have to let go off the gas. You got to go get boost eventually. And NRG won the couple of challenges they needed to, and what a touch from Arsenal. Oh my goodness.
Boldness. Lob off the backboard. Garrett goes for the far post.
Whoa, what? Garrett the precision strike in overtime.
I can't believe this one was let in. Arsenal on the backflip means he's not prepared for the shot. Zipical just doesn't get the read, and Reynolds isn't back.
Team Vitality taking first place in Europe. Meanwhile, in North America, it was NRG with the big victory. And that just about wraps us up today. What an episode this has been. It really goes to show you just how much is going on in the esports world these days. And these are just the biggest tournaments. Each of these games constantly has smaller community-run tournaments that really are the backbone of what makes esports so special. Thank you guys for watching today. Don't forget to smack those like and subscribe buttons. Let us know what your favorite esport is in the comments. As always, I've been the Chicken Man here for the Psystorm Esports Network, and I'll see you next time.